And yes, we are good.
All right, we are live. Good morning, everyone. If you're listening on podcast later, good afternoon or whatever. I am here. Dave Cullinane is here. Mike Geary's here for the third time this week. He's back Sunday night as well, if that's okay, Mike.
Ooh, yes.
I'm Mike.net.
Quick turnaround.
And Justin Trudell is back. I thought he'd be in Dave's booth, but
I
unfortunately,
kind of thought so. I thought it was presumptuous.
No,
But I figured you asked for it.
Justin looks like he is here against his will. You were asked. You were asked. You didn't have to be here.
No, not at all. No, this was set up, so I sat in here.
I snuck in and took a look at the back of Justin's car. There's a Michelle Obama book in the back.
Yeah, it was a
He's been learning.
Christmas present for my grandfather.
There seems like a lot of. The one that passed away?
No, I gave it to him, and then he gave
it back to you?
Yeah.
Why did he give it back to you?
So I put scratch tickets in it.
We don't take that liberal
He's
bullshit.
not a big. He's not a big fan of the Obamas.
Oh, so it was a joke.
So
it was a gag gift.
It was quite the humorous event.
That's fun.
Boy, to think people aren't allowed to laugh at that whole story. Just it's a cruel world, isn't it?
But some are, you know?
That's
the
true.
good
You're right.
thing. You got to think of
That's
this.
what you have to think about.
Celebrate the living.
So I was thinking about this a lot over the last, whatever, geez, I don't even know how many hours, 36, whatever, more hours since we found out about Jon Stewart. It's amazing how many Minifans I want to die. And yet the one
None
I wouldn't want to
have.
die lives.
None. I was asking Dave.
Right now,
none have died.
Whatever state he lives in, Andy Mayo is terrorizing some kid with his hideous face. living, like breathing. Right. And you know, obviously should be dead. And Jon Stewart, a great guy. 100% across the board, Minifan approval, Jon Stewart. I think some people thought, you know, maybe the calls are too long or this, or maybe they didn't love when he was in. But just as a guy, as a person, 1,000% universal approval. And he's gone.
I know.
Unbelievable. Like Craig Oconee is alive.
I know. Oh, yes.
Well, hopefully not.
Don't get me started on him.
Is that right? Well, we'll get there. We have a lot to get to.
Yes.
But we wanted Justin because I know he really liked Jon as well. Dave liked Jon, though Jon didn't really like Dave.
It may have been mutual based on the conversation earlier.
Oh, boy.
No,
I
it was
Dave at the
unusual.
coffee shop yesterday ripping him. But that's
Lampooning.
somebody reached out to me, Mike, offline this morning and wanted to know, have you checked? Have you been taking the money of a dead man retroactively in this credit card?
The estate has been paying me out, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine, as long as it's getting done. But so we ended the show Wednesday, you know, Mike, you were here, Dave, saying, you know, who are we going to have in for Friday? And Jon Stewart hadn't been in a while. We hadn't heard from him, but I didn't think that was that unusual. No. John's kind of a quirky guy. You know, he comes, he goes. So I was like, oh, if we can get him, great. At some point, I don't even think I really meant for Friday, just sort of a down the line because we loved him.
And you said something about the live show, wanting for the live show.
Well, I'll tell you that too. But yeah, so some people may call this psychotic. I call it concerned. Ziggy Robinson, the Minifan, did a Google search on Jon Stewart in obituary and unfortunately, unbelievably, tragically got the hit and sent it over to us. Dave wanted him to hold it before we tweet, correct, Dave?
Yes,
Dave said,
I thought that would have been the classy thing to do.
Dave.
We want the retweets.
Yeah. Before we get the likes. So, so Jon passed away at the end of October 28th. And we didn't know. I mean, first of all, I feel obviously terrible for his family, but I just feel terrible, oddly, that we didn't. I don't know why.
I know
There's
why.
No
reason we would.
I know. It wasn't like he wasn't super active, I don't think, in chats, and he wasn't all over the place. And I just felt so bad. You know, he was such a good guy. What's that?
I don't know about that. I think he was very active, not necessarily in chats, maybe on Twitter or whatever.
All right,
but
Dave, that's our fault.
No.
Anyway, so what the
But
fuck?
he supported. This is a good thing.
You know, I think we could have done something about it, really.
No, calm down.
I think we could have stopped this.
No,
if only we had reached out to him.
Jesus.
He supported even the ancillary characters.
I understand
of
that,
the
but
Kirkman Ant show.
but there's like these chats where people just talk all day. I don't think he's in those. That's what I'm saying. When I say chats, I don't mean ancillary characters.
Like Tom Shattuck show and shit like that.
I know you said that again yesterday after we finished interviewing
Mike's show. I'm sure he does Craig's show.
Yeah, but do you think he calls the
in
show?
the live chat? I think he's participated.
Okay, I know. Okay, then it's on us. Okay, I don't know.
I'll tell you, I've
You're
known
just not
since
even
November.
human.
And I've hit it.
I mean, Dave didn't even care when I said we're talking about like breakfast yesterday. We didn't
That is a
interview.
lie.
Honestly, his heart. He didn't even care.
That is a lie.
Anyway,
It was rough this morning.
I can believe that. Anyway, awesome, and like I don't know. I would say Tim McCann's a gold standard. Jon Stewart was right there, just a great guy. So I spoke to a couple people in his life yesterday, and it turned out he had a really bad asthma reaction that turned to heart failure, and he was in the ICU for a while, and eventually they just kind of had to to say it was over.
Jesus.
So tragic, but yet hopeful if you hate Cullinane. This was my takeaway, given the asthma.
Fair.
That's an interesting look at it. Yeah. I thought you meant hopeful because Cullinane's enemy is gone.
Which is what one of the people on the person on the phone told me. And I was like, well, that's true. I marked that.
It's an interesting thought.
But, I mean, think about this guy, right? Drove to Magnolia, right, Justin?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he did. He drove to Magnolia, was at the first Madawaska, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was where we met him because he was asking Mike about the insurance.
My health insurance.
Oh, is that right? What happened?
He was peppering me with questions all day, mostly about the show.
During the day, not at night, obviously.
And then they would go
You wouldn't be able to answer the insurance. He was probably concerned about your health insurance.
Let me fucking tell you something now.
Your health insurance could have been used that day.
Yeah. And then I think he either went to Westfield State or lived in Westfield at a time or something.
Yeah.
So he started asking me Westfield questions.
Yeah.
And then he starts getting to, so what's your deal with your health insurance? And I was like, all right, man. But immediately he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And then changed routes.
Yeah. And I liked his calls. I loved his calls. And especially I kind of liked when it was just, for some reason, me and Steve and Jon Stewart, when we would do night shows for a while, for some reason, it was almost, Jon Stewart felt like a guy should be calling an overnight show.
Oh, yeah.
On the radio,
That's
just
great,
let him go for like 20 minutes.
What's his name? The old guy that would do Art Bell?
Yes, just let him go. And he didn't, like we always said, he just wanted to know if you saw something. He didn't really particularly care what you thought or what he thought about, but he just had these lists in his head.
Yes.
He had, I think the obituary is written about him, by the way, is very good. I don't know, maybe his ex-wife wrote it. What's the phrase they use now? Let me see here. Innovative thinker. I think that's a pretty good phrase to describe John. For sure. He had a mind that was going 3 million miles an hour. I saw a little bit of Snell's thing that he did. And when he was, and it's true, he was just always going. I mean, just great. I don't know, Dave, if you want to start with something or if you have stuff you want to play, any sound that jumps out.
Well, the biggest thing that just made me laugh was just, we talked about it before the show too. He's the only guy who would just be blatantly honest in specific situations,
right?
Whether it be the pants at the Wilbur or anything like that. Yeah. But this was just an audio, one of the calls. He must have disappeared. Like he didn't call for a month or something at times.
That would happen, yeah.
That would happen. That's why some of this wasn't strange that we didn't hear from him or anything like that. But this was funny to me.
All right, hello.
Hey, Kirk.
Hello.
Ooh, this is what I think it is.
So this is Jon Stewart calling to check in with you fine gentlemen.
Oh, my
Am I missing a statement at the start of the call or no?
No.
That's very funny.
I don't know what you were looking for there, and he didn't care, apparently.
No.
I must be looking for all aboard, right?
Yes. You were
yes.
definitely looking for all aboard.
Yeah.
All aboard.
Thank you, John. That's very funny.
No.
Yeah, he went at his own speed for sure. And the pants is a perfect example. Yeah. He's just like, yeah, no, I don't want those. Get the fuck away from me, you stupid pants. You idiot.
Where is Jon Stewart? Where is he?
He was down on the floor, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you get up here, John,
Both shows,
I've seen
right?
that show.
I believe he was at both shows, and I think he was at the VIP. I think.
Was there? By the way, wearing his beautiful that he wore in studio purple shirt from Milton's.
Beautiful.
Oh, no.
Yes. Go ahead.
In 1976, I know who's in it. You don't have to put these on right now, but would you like these pants?
No.
Oh, that's great. He's great.
He's the only person who would have said no to that.
Definitely.
In that entire arena.
Definitely. Very funny.
It's all you would think, like, just for the bit, he'd be like, sure.
Right.
He's like, no.
He went to one of your shows, the comedy thing, or no?
Yep.
Yeah, so he came.
When was that?
With October 1st, I think.
Oh, geez,
so
yeah.
like 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
And he came like fucking De Niro and Goodfellas. He's slapping 20s in people's hands.
Really?
He's passing out bills.
Was he really?
He won a ticket. So like Mike was giving away a ticket.
I gave him a free ticket and he felt like he needed to pay for it. I was like, John, please take it back. He wouldn't accept it.
Jeez.
But he shows up. He looked good and everything. And I tweeted it out. But like at the end of the show, I think John just showed up to support the boys, come out for a night. And he didn't really realize what we were doing there. So he just sat quietly through Brendan Schaub's comedy all night. And then at the end of the night, we're just like recapping. And he walks over to me and goes, you know, I have to say, I know you're a big comedy fan. I'm surprised you have such a love for this guy. Like just bluntly, like,
Right.
you know, I sat here for an hour. This was dog shit, basically.
That's funny. When he was in here, like a few times he kind of looked at me and almost half winked, like he was kind of knew what was going on. You know, like he wasn't. A big,
I
he
ended up
wasn't-
getting that impression that he was more in on it than we.
He wasn't a
first
laugher.
realized.
He just didn't.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't laugh at stuff. Like he just didn't laugh at stuff. But like he got it. Like he got what was going on. Although he famously asked Justin if he should break character. And
No, he said, "Am I doing this in character?"
that's right.
Even that,
In
I
character.
think, was part of his charm, though, because I don't think he means he's in character the way we think.
Well,
he would be in
he's
correct. I know it's a layered aspect of it. That I don't think I ever quite got my head around.
Yeah.
He explained that his character would be that he would be playing like it was a talk show on the wrap-up show.
Okay.
That's what the character was, not the character of Jon Stewart.
Right.
Oh,
But I took it as, "Am I doing this in character?"
right. Yes. Yeah.
Did we ever ask him about that, or do we ever? I don't think so.
He
right?
said
don't
he
know.
replied on Twitter to something.
What do you think, Dave? What's your thoughts?
It was just, I don't know, when I saw it, it was kind of jarring because it's every time we have a live event, he is the first person you see. He's the first person who comes up to you. You want to talk to him. You can't get rid of him, respectfully, but that's the truth. It's the truth.
I know. It was
It's the
worse
truth, but it was
off
like- but it
air.
was
Oh,
funny.
I believe me. I spent time with you yesterday morning.
Come
It was
on, that's the
unbelievable.
truth. You do the same, like he asks all the questions.
I actually
they try to-
so maybe it's because it's me. I disagree with that. He would walk away after not even. But if I've had something to do, he would leave.
That's what I'm saying. He did pick up, like I said, with the health insurance. He picked up when we were like, "Oh, okay, I'll stop asking these questions."
Yeah, I can't believe. You know, what I'm mad about too, Dave. Is I threw away the goddamn notes.
Oh, you had those
Yeah,
for so long.
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
And we just cleared. Meanwhile, I got 50 fucking stupid. Ben Volan's Twitter thing on this page.
yeah.
But all these notes, James Eckhouse, all this. He came in, prepared. He had 5 million notes. But I mean, I read, when you read his obituary, and he was Jack to everybody in his life. Jack Stewart. I mean, a pretty great life. I'm going to do a little bit of it just because I mean, you know me, Mike. I'm an obituary guy now anyway.
Sure.
But I mean, so if you had said to me Jon Stewart was 52 or 72, I would have believed either one. He was 59.
Yeah.
At the time of his passing. He was born in Worcester in 1963, lifelong resident of Worcester. Graduated in 1981 from St. John's High School, Shrewsbury, and then graduated from Northeastern in 86. He dedicated himself to public service. He worked for the Massachusetts Department of Public Health for 30 years, and most recently the Division for Children and Youth with Special Health Needs. He was recognized for his response to COVID pandemic and a significant contribution during the crisis. He worked around the clock on mass 211 call center to assist. One major project for the state, which we'll talk about this more, I think, as the months go on, trying to figure out what we're going to do, contributed greatly to was the hearing aid fund because he he personally saw how it affected his family. He worked in the Treasury office in Worcester Public Library, board of directors for the library. Jon Stewart feels like an all-time top 3 potential librarian.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Just like, librarian, baseball Hall of Fame tour guide.
Definitely.
What was that, John?
Definitely. Definitely.
I mean, no question. Board of directors for the library, member of the Worcester Election Commission, Republican City Committee, St. Paul Cathedrals. He was active in Boy Scouts, served as an altar boy. He was junior chief of Model UN. I mean, just, he packed in a lot of stuff in 59. I mean, and he had he was by far the smart. I mean, again, this is not one of the great competitions of all time. But by far the smartest caller we had. By far. Even smarter than the Click guy, I think. Who I will now say he was the Click guy and taped a bunch of calls to do. Those are all taped calls, Click guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did a bunch of them in October. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's his last thing. He's good. He's good.
Oh,
He's
come
got
on.
500 left.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's good. No, you'll hear more. He's got a
We're
lasting
always
legacy.
3 months behind with these guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to figure out for sure the charitable stuff. The hearing aid fund is one. The other one is Pioneers Care Program at St. John's High School. And when I spoke to some family members yesterday, they said that he grew up, struggled, his family really struggled financially, and he was able to go to that private high school, and he felt like that really gave him a chance. So it was important to him to continue to do that for kids going forward, which I thought is pretty great. And so is that hearing aid, a real disability, just in the ability to hear.
Be fixed, I'm just saying.
Well, hearing aids, that's what I'm saying. Right? There's no seeing aids, I don't think.
Exactly.
Well, I tried with Roman, but they got rid of my ads for me. I did the best I could.
I didn't care for that.
Well, what can you do? But so we'll do that. And believe me, you know how this show works. We are not. Jon Stewart is going to be in this. I mean, I'm thinking about calling this like the Francesa studio, the Jon
Should
Stewart
be
studio.
his big picture behind you.
I agree. Is Jon Stewart in this picture at the vigil? Because
Probably.
he was
He's
at
there.
the vigil,
He was
but he
there for
left
sure.
before.
I saw him. I met him for the first time at Jack's Abbey.
Me too.
He said, okay, so he said he left before the actual record. We did the show.
Oh, the
Mike,
show.
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's famously where Dave and Jerry Callahan made their big deal together.
Oh wow! Yes.
I don't even remember.
$25 a week.
I remember.
I see something in you, kid.
I don't even remember that.
Pulse. The ability to record. What's that?
I don't even remember really the Jerry aspect. This is just being honest. The Jon Stewart interaction I had is the most memorable part of that day, and he brought it up every single time I saw him.
Oh, really?
Every single time.
I don't remember. For some reason, I don't remember. I remember obviously seeing, but I don't remember much about John in Magnolia. What am I forgetting?
Oh no, I mean, he was a big part. He was on, I think, with you on Mike and the Minifans with me.
Oh, right. Yes.
But then
yes.
the night of, you talked a lot about his maybe some
So I
of his
see
nighttime
Jon Stewart
activities.
is here, and he's just talking. So I'm watching him more than anything else.
Oh, yes.
And he's going
from like person to person asking them if they watch television programs.
It's just hold on. This is true. Yeah, yes, I do remember that.
That was another one of those great John moments. I forget if it was like me bringing it up to him, or you might have said it when he was on the show.
Yeah.
Where you were like, "Hey, Mike watches Quincy. That's a '70s show. You should watch that with me." He goes, "I'm okay."
Well, it's gimmicky the way you do it.
I know, that's the thing.
It's so funny when I got this record player for Christmas, Justin, and all these albums. I swear to God, one of the first people I thought of was Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they have all these liner notes, and this guy was a producer on one of the singles in the Eagles album. And I would look into his life, and we worked with this guy and this guy and this guy, and the Little River Band and whoever, Dan Fogelberg. And I was like, I can't wait till I literally was like, I can't wait till Jon Stewart calls and we can go over this stuff. Now, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the way this show works, I suspect Jon Stewart will be calling this show pretty frequently. We're gonna, I don't know how he's gonna land, but there'll be a lot of attempts. So maybe that'll be reenacted. But,
Yes.
but
Aboard.
wow.
Oh, there he is.
It's been
My
a lot.
guy.
John, where have you been?
I hate to disappoint you.
That's probably what'll happen at some point. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. One guy has real heart failure and issues and fights for a week. One guy's freaking tweaking his leg and is gone in 20 minutes.
Vamoose, Justin.
I mean, Jesus. That's right, Mike. I forgot about that in Mississippi. So he was
Well, you had talked about his possible relationship with a young lady down there as well.
Oh, you don't remember this?
I don't. And he was talking to, I think, Christy's sister. Is that right, John? Oh, yeah. So I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm watching this, Christy from Little Time. By the way, if we weren't playing, I would have never remembered Christy. Christy got run over by Mercedes.
I didn't know her name.
Mercedes ran her over. And it was like Jeremy Renner getting, not by the plow, but by the football player. They just got completely overwhelmed.
Not to put an even darker cloud over today, by the way. This means real doom for Guy Geller's been dead for a year.
Sure. I saw the picture of Guy and John and Guy's wife. Did you see
Sitting
that?
down talking. Yep.
Yeah.
I did.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. No, Mike, what were you saying?
Me? Oh, I just said Guy Geller, definitely gone.
Oh,
because we've been saying we would have heard about it, but maybe not. No, we don't know.
But there would be an obituary, though.
There was for John too.
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't one for Guy, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
We would have seen, if we had known about John, we would have seen it. But yeah.
I Google Guy Geller once a month.
Oh, good.
So
Thank
don't
God.
worry. I'm checking up.
There's
on
no
that.
way the Minifans, that's an obituary the people are looking for. The Jon Stewart one, I just don't think anybody.
No one would have thought to look.
You bring it up enough.
Just wouldn't have crossed my mind.
He was just really even active politically from the people I was talking to yesterday, holding signs for all these different candidates that were out there. So
No, I think he was one of those guys. He was super he loved the Worcester area, it sounds like, for sure, and was very just one of these local guys who got somebody elected to the school committee or did this or did that sort of. I'm telling you, he packed it in.
I mean, he showed up for every live event, and just from looking at his Facebook profile yesterday, he had he had musicians that were local that he just continually supported. It feels like he would go to every single show, and they all were saying nice things about him after he passed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh good, good. Yeah.
Can I suggest, by the way, I feel like Felger and Maz should also be packed with Jon Stewart calls today.
No question.
Yes.
No question.
In his honor. He was probably a bigger Felger and Maz fan than he was of this show.
I'm about to say, there's no doubt about it. Bigger Andy Hart fan than he was of this show. Jesus.
That's right. That was our first discussion, was that he asked me if I thought that Jimmy Stewart played a role in the success of Mike Felger. And I said,
You think they were related, maybe?
No. I said, no
I don't know.
fucking way.
Oh, huh. Do you think he was kidding, though?
Yes. And that he would go along with the joke.
Because he was so deadpan that sometimes you would have no idea.
I would never know.
No idea. But yet, he liked the show, so he had to have been like that. Had to have been,
right.
I think.
Yeah.
What was your interactions with him overall, Justin? When did you first start? When was your first Was it Madawaska?
It was Madawaska 1 where like someone came up to me and was like, Mike's being hounded by some guy. And Mike was just standing there and he's like, yeah, you know, Westfield's great. And then I was there when he asked about the health insurance and I was like, okay. I mean,
Did we know him by then?
So I didn't realize it was the same guy, but I had a similar interaction with him at the vigil.
Okay, but did we know him in terms of was he calling you?
No.
That's where he got. So he had the Tony Stewart jacket on.
Yes.
And so
Oh
that's
my
where
God,
everyone-
that's right. Jesus Christ,
That
that's
was
right.
the recognizable thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And early on in the Madawaska show, you asked Mike, like, how was it out there? And Mike said something along the lines of, well,
I mentioned
Kirk,
him. Yeah.
What if I hounded you for 2 hours about your health insurance? Or something like that. No, John was awesome. My favorite interaction with him is after he came in here one day, he went back there to me and Dave and he said, because the time I did that grilling thing in that room.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, can I borrow that grill? And I was like, sure, John. It's just over there. And then he goes in there and he starts like taking it apart and he comes out with it and then he just leaves with it. And then I see him at Mike's, the Schwab show. And he goes, my mother loves that grill. she can't get enough of it. And I was like, John, don't need to borrow it. You can just have the grill.
Didn't he go to your hot dog place?
Yeah, no, he visited me I wasn't there, but he visited
okay.
up at the restaurant. And he told me, he was like, the employees all said you were great to work with and, you know, that you're an upstanding gentleman.
He said specifically the girls liked him. I think.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Were you in the room when he took his shirt off that day or no?
John?
Yeah.
No, where?
I just
In here?
yeah. It was.
He
Remember
was only
the,
here once.
the day he was here, the AC wasn't working, and it was.
I remember
hot as
that.
balls.
I
And
remember
things
that.
got sexy.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
you
took
remember-
his shirt off. I don't know what he changed into. Did we have like a KMS shirt that we gave him or something? I don't
I
know.
think he had an undershirt on or something.
Yeah, I
He was
don't know.
wearing
But
2
he,
shirts.
Huh.
yeah, but he took off his whole I saw his whole chest. Like I saw. You know?
Jesus.
You
Yeah.
seem sort of.
I think he switched shirts.
Turned on by this.
I think he went to his car and got a T-shirt that he wanted to wear
Okay.
or something like
Huh.
that.
And then we put the number out for messages, right?
Yes, we did get
I
some.
assume we got a
voicemails.
bunch, yeah?
Yeah, we got a bunch of voicemails.
Well, let's hear one or two to start.
So, I had the pleasure to talk to John.
Okay, we don't need that
several-
one. Okay.
He should be able to get his. He had an interaction with
Just
him.
wondered if one.
He could have his own show for it, no?
All right, fair enough.
Go ahead.
Kirk, Bert Cooper, Sterling Cooper, Draper
See, this to me
Price.
is more relevant.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Bert.
John Stewart was born in 1963 in a barn. He died on the 37th floor of a skyscraper. He's an astronaut. And now he's with the stars, where he belongs.
Do you think this is the same caller as the last call, by the way? Or
That's not a bad Bert Cooper.
No, I don't
I
think so.
kind of like
okay.
that.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
There comes a time when you meet somebody who has an impact on your life. John Stewart wasn't one of those guys.
I don't know why I was expecting it to be more emotional. I don't know
Rest in
why.
peace.
I was expecting more normalcy for this stuff, but who knows?
Oh, it's in the marks. John, you will be missed. Especially by me, that we had together.
These people are not capable of just basic, like calling me, not basic human empathy for this guy.
I had empathy.
For a wonderful guy.
All you have to tell yourself is if John Stewart were here and you asked him, what do you think of the outpouring of emotion? He would say, it's fine.
That's all right.
It's fine.
Whatever.
Okay.
We don't know that.
That's how. Of course, it's how. What do you think? He'd be like, oh, overwhelmed by it?
I don't know.
We're speculating. Just what we do.
Well,
I think Justin's point is he's a mind like George Carlin, where you can't predict what he would have said in these times.
I can predict.
You
I
know?
don't think he'd be like crying or laughing or He's John Stewart.
You might be right.
It is wild though. He drove that first Madawaska, which was the craziest, as you guys know, craziest drive ever. And he drove. He drove to Magnolia.
Yeah, and in the Magnolia one, he was asking, like I was doing just live periscopes to pass the time, and people were asking questions, and John specifically was sending me, pretty much every question I asked Justin was from John.
Oh, really?
And then eventually we were like, John, it's a shame you're not going to be down here. He's like, oh, no, I'm leaving tonight. I'm like, you're leaving 12 hours later than us?
Yeah, somebody tweeted, and I tweeted one of the pictures. I remember that Portnoy 5K too, where he just put on that like vest and just picked up trash on the route. Like I was
Yeah.
the beginning of the race, he was doing it. So the way we did it that race was out and back in Chelmsford, where we all were. And on the way back, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 tenths of a mile away from the finish line, I looked over in the woods and I was like, is that you, John? He's like, yeah, his voice, yeah. And he's just picked up the trash. And I was like, well, all right. So, and when I talked to his ex-wife yesterday, she's like, yeah, he did that stuff all the time. Like on the weekends, he would just go do that.
Yeah.
Just a good guy. Like, there's not a lot of guys like that. Just a good guy. So we have to figure out the charitable element, Dave, which we will.
Yep.
Because I like both those charities a lot. So we'll have to.
And the headmaster of St. John's reached out. He said if you wanted to talk to him later, he'd be around. But
Yeah, want to call?
yeah, sure.
I don't know if I like that term. Headmaster.
So they call Jon Stewart. Am I right, boys?
In terms of giving it?
No, getting it.
Oh.
Rest in peace.
Do you remember we tried to do win a date with Jon Stewart?
Yes, he was not into that.
said,
No thanks.
Nope, was not into that. Didn't need that. He didn't need that shit. He was on
The
his own.
headmaster? Hell no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I think it would have been great, but what's his name, Dave?
Alex Sequeira.
Alex Sequeira.
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 Okay.
Good morning. This is Alex Sequeira.
Hi, Alex. It's Kirk Minahan. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. Thanks. You're on the show. We just wanted to talk for a couple minutes about John and sort of the Pioneers Care program, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and most importantly, to remember John. Obviously, as a community, we were deeply saddened by his passing, but also extremely grateful that he thought of St. John's. Even after he left us.
Yeah. Did you know him at all, or?
I had met him on a few occasions. Yeah, he was definitely a very loyal alumnus of the school and loved this place. And our alumni director Warren Hayden is also class of '81, so they were classmates, so they knew each other well. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, we were very, very sad to see him go.
Yeah. So when I talked to his ex-wife yesterday about it, he said this was, obviously it's mentioned in his obituary. He said this was a program he really cared about because he needed it himself. Growing up as he had this, and he felt like this had really helped him for the rest of his life. So I guess the Pioneers Care program sort of is a scholarship opportunity for people. Would that be right? Or?
Well, so, what's interesting, so the program is about 5 years old. So while, St. John's as a school, and the Zavarian brothers who ran the school for decades, we're celebrating our 125th year next year. So we've been around for a while. And, the Zavarian brothers were always deeply committed, as we continue to be, to provide this educational opportunity for boys. It's a unique opportunity, especially in Central Mass. We're the only all-male 7 through 12 school, west of 495. And so, John himself, I think, benefited from the brothers, making sure that every boy who wanted to come and be educated here at St. John's, that was available to them. But one of the things we've realized, particularly over the last, few years, is that, financial assistance at a school like St. John's isn't just limited to tuition assistance, right? There's so much more that goes into being a student here at St. John's, so many opportunities to participate in extracurriculars and clubs and athletics and travel, that we needed to create a fund that would help assist all students to be able to fully access the experience here. So we created this fund. We fundraise for it every year at our annual gala, and really what it is it serves two purposes. Number one, to make sure that every student at St. John's can feel part of the community and fully participate in the experience, right? So, and I'll talk a little bit if you want about sort of the things that we fund, but then the second reason it's here is for sort of emergency needs, right? Which we saw a lot during the pandemic, people losing their jobs, people getting sick and unable to work. And so all of a sudden there's a huge financial change in a family situation. And so the school can help kind of fill that gap to make sure that student doesn't have to leave St. John's for financial reasons.
Okay, great. No, that makes sense. And that's so yeah, we're going to have, a bunch of our listeners, I'm sure, will donate. We're going to set something up for that. Right, Dave, in the next month or two. So, yeah, we appreciate your time. We just wanted to kind of reach out and sort of get an overview of that, but we really do appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. Okay. And if there's anything more we can do to honor John, and we're grateful that you're doing this. We appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
All right, bye-bye. Tells you how much I like Jon Stewart that I can sit there and listen to St. John's. Yep, all boys. No problem. Donate away. Well, I think that world has certainly changed for sure, right. And that has been cleaned up. So, but I mean that's pretty cool. So we'll definitely try and figure it out, as well as the hearing aid fund. So yeah.
Would you like to have another way to honor John in the moment right now?
Yeah, I suppose.
But in the interim, Tim and Canton, you're on Boston Public Radio. Hey there.
Hey, folks. Thanks for taking my call.
Pleasure.
Pause for a second.
Hold on.
I was really hoping Tim was a little choked up when he was doing this.
Yeah,
he couldn't quite get through it.
I saw people tweeting at me that they thought I was like going to cry during the message I did on Twitter.
You were more emotional than I
You
would
were definitely
expect.
emotional.
What was I going to do? The guy died. Was I supposed to be like joking around? I don't know. I just found out he died.
I suppose.
And also, it's like, I don't know.
Dave was dancing when he found out.
Shit.
not-
Go ahead.
it's not
No kidding.
accurate.
Go ahead.
So I am an independent, but I will say I probably, on a national level, tend to vote more conservative, more to the right. I think it's very interesting. I consider myself a political wonk, and I really didn't pay attention to the possibility of what they like to call a coalition speakership to try to get everybody all aboard, if possible. But there is a candidate nobody's mentioning.
I really like
that.
that. Yeah.
Illinois 12th. Guy's name is John Jack Stewart. He's a moderate. He is somebody that can work across the aisle, and I'm hoping to see him nominated in the next. I mean, how many votes are we up to now? 7?
We're about to have 7.
Okay,
Wait a second.
hold on.
I'm going to embarrass myself by saying, who is he?
I never heard of him. Why him, and how do you know?
Very
you know
interesting,
about
Tim.
him?
We're going to back this guy.
Well,
You
like
might get
I said,
elected at this
Marjorie,
point.
I like to think that I'm somewhat of a political junkie.
Okay.
Used
Well,
to
we
live
sort
out
of
there,
are
so I
too, you know?
Yeah. Well, do you
Dick
remember
measuring
Mia
contest
Love
here.
from where
Sure,
was she
from Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, loved her, you know. So these names pop up here and there. I mean, there's so many, you can't keep track of them all, but I try not to follow mainstream media.
Can I tell you, hey, I have to interrupt you, Tim, and say John Jack Stewart is so obscure that he doesn't even come up on Google. So
Hey, you're
I would
telling us,
say the odds of him being the next speaker are pretty small, to paraphrase
your overall
Larry.
point-
Jim hasn't figured out that maybe that means he doesn't exist.
It'd be great if Jim was like, oh my God, caller, hold on one moment. John Jack Stewart has passed away.
What you had to do. Tim, thank you. We're going to check out Mr. Stewart.
No,
and thank you for the call.
I'm seeing an
you are?
obituary here, but that's not obviously.
Well, I think
God.
I saw that obituary. That's a Worcester John
Yeah.
Stewart.
Oh,
That's a
Jesus
different John Stewart. Maybe a dead guy would be the only person who can get the 218
Jesus,
votes.
Jim.
I don't know. We got to take a
Worse than
break.
Colonnade.
The body's
we gotta
not
take a break.
cold yet.
God. It is now.
Well, yeah, I guess it is now.
it's
But
being
to
fair.
us, it's not.
True, that's right. Jeez. It's great that they Google his name. So dumb.
He's dead. Marjorie just had a breakdown.
I saw him. He's from Illinois. He's not from Illinois. Oh, yeah, he's also dead.
Is this the one?
Were you disappointed, Dave, that the show wasn't mentioning the obituary at all? Were you okay with that?
I was okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to mention.
Makes one
in
of us,
John's
but
life.
that's
Yeah.
fine. No, I moved on. You got to be, you know. you gotta
Dave's
be an adult.
fixated on this TikTok guy. Then he'll get to the Worcester
Oh,
obits.
that's an obit he'd like to read. Yeah, right. Pride. Jesus, what else we got? What about John, obviously?
Yeah, I don't know. You want to play some more? Oh, we have the Zolak and Bertrand call, but that's Tim and Kid. You heard that.
Kind of
online
the same.
yesterday.
I mean, yeah,
same
sure,
premise,
same
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Do you
Although I
want?
enjoyed Zoe's response on Twitter.
He tried.
You didn't get me, you son of a gun.
He called me yesterday. I was driving back from that wake, and he called me, and he's like, what was going on there? I'm like, some guy, you know, whatever. And he's like, yeah, Bertram is all worked up or something. I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
You know, with his heart condition,
That's
you
true.
can't get him too worked
That's a good
up.
point.
One of the great, strange moments in this show's history, you texted me and told me to call Zolak and Bertrand because Zoe wanted me to call in.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I was like, okay. I sat on hold for an hour and a half.
You never got on?
And I texted you like, can I hang up now?
You never got on?
never got to me,
That's
no.
funny.
Was this after you eviscerated Zoe on Twitter?
No, this was, I had prank called him a few times. So I don't know if he wanted to dress me down for it or he wanted me to
Good point, Justin.
trick them or something.
Obviously, if Mike had been in that Colonnade Jimmy Stewart conversation with John Stewart,
Let me tell you
he would
something,
have had
John.
a different take on the whole thing.
I'll tell you about this coward.
But I mean, I guess John listened to this show and Sports Talk Radio.
Oh yeah,
and that's it.
Well, no, Steve Bannon, he was a big fan of.
Oh, was a comedian.
Yes.
Was that his
A funny guy?
Yes,
Yeah,
his favorite comedy podcast.
Bannon. You want to talk Bannon?
I don't, not a lot, unless there's something that's interesting. I don't know. I'm open to it.
Well, I kind of think it ties into the Turtle Boy thing.
Okay.
Turtle Boy shit on the show the other night.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What did he say?
So the humorlessness of America, like I used to listen to Howie Carr, I don't anymore.
I don't
but,
either.
But I used to listen because I laughed.
Sure. Yeah, Howie could be funny.
It was funny things happened on that show. And Same thing on this show. We have funny things happen and we laugh about them.
Yes. Well, I mean, I guess Turtle Boy wants me to just go and say what everyone else he likes and listens to says. Like, I don't. By the way,
feel
Turtle
that
Boy, John Stewart.
Good friends with John.
Do we have
Very
that
good
there or no? Did he leave a message? Or
He left a message, yes.
no? God, this is Turtle Boy, which he texted me. Hold on, after he found out, he knew who he was.
Yes, but he knew him as Jack.
Right.
And he didn't know John was Jack on the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my family's not from Massachusetts. My mother's from New Jersey. My dad's from Indiana. And they ended up moving here because my dad got a job here when I was like 5 years old. And it's like the only home I know. But we're not Massachusetts people, basically, my roots. Anyway, my mom, we settled in Worcester, and my mom, I was the oldest of 7 kids, wanted to run for school committee in 1993, except she's not a politician, like, at all. She's a mother. And she just wanted to run because, like, all her kids were in the schools, and she didn't like the direction and blah, blah, blah. But the problem is she's conservative, and Worcester's obviously a liberal area. So she needed people to run her campaign. So then she met this guy named Jack Stewart. And I was 11 years old. It was in 1993 when we ran. And I guess you guys call him John. I always knew him as Jack. And he would always call it, like, he was in charge of my mom's campaign. He was sharp. He knew everything about politics, how it worked and everything in the city. And I look back at it, he was only 30 years old when he was doing this. And, you know, it's a big city. You know, it's a big election. To get on the school committee in Worcester is not easy, especially when you're running a campaign for a woman who has no connections, nothing like that. So he used to call me, he'd call me sir. That's all I remember about it. That's the thing I remember most about him. He'd call me sir. He was always a sharp guy and funny, and, you know, he's really nice to us. And he helped her. She had no business winning. I remember that election night. We were like, she ain't going to win. She got 3rd place out of 12. It was like a miracle in a city this big. Nobody expected her to win because Jack Stewart knew what he was doing. He knew how to win elections. He was really good at it. He was a strategist. He knew how to win because he's got friends on both sides of the aisle. He's very charming. That's what I remember about him. But, yeah, he used to call us sir, and I remember he used to bust my balls because I was 11. I didn't want to campaign. I didn't want to do anything. But he'd be like, you need to get out there and hold signs for your mother, sir. And I did. I used to have to stand at the Rotary for like 3 hours and hold signs. And it all worked because I look back on that. It's like, who would want to vote for a mom with her kids out there holding signs? Like, that sells. That's how you get people. That's how you get liberals to vote for you in a conservative area. So he was a really sharp guy. I remember that very much. She's ended up serving on the committee for like 18 years after that. And I obviously didn't hear from her quite some time. I started Turtle Boy after college or whatever, and my mother still talks to him. And he would relay story ideas through my mom. Like several stories that I wrote came from Jack Stewart to my mom. I don't know why he just didn't message me on Twitter or something, but would send them to me, and I would write about them. Good political corruption stories, always Worcester related, whatever. So he was kind of like behind the scenes helping with Turtle Boy too. And yeah, she ended up seeing his passing just because she reads the paper. She reads the obituaries every day. So one of those in the paper. And she went to his funeral and his wake, and she has nothing but great things to say about him to this day, like great things to say about him. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even know he was like this big of a Minifan. Like I go through it now. It's like, holy shit, this guy left quite an impression. Doesn't surprise me at all because he was always a really charming, sharp, easy to get along with guy. And that's what I remember about him the most. So he's going to be greatly missed, obviously, by his family. But I'm just blown away by what Kirk has built here with the Minifan universe. And you know, the amount of camaraderie you people have together, like, and love for each other. It's touching. I'm gonna be honest. It's very touching. So, Jack was a great guy. We need more people like him in politics and in life in general. And so I'm sorry about your loss for everybody. Like, I'm happy you guys got to get to know him. It's kind of weird. Like, I knew him as a kid. You guys know him as adults, but, yeah, here we are. So we lost a good one.
There you go.
Yep.
Emotional Turtle Boy right there.
Yes. I'll say he knows how to finish 3rd in elections. Let's not pump the guy up too much.
Well, but I think how many people get in the school committee? 12, did you say, or no?
He said out of 12.
How many people get? I don't even know. How many
Oh,
It
that's a good
depends
point. I
on
don't know.
the-
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good for her. Well, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
He was
Crazy.
working for someone who was running for governor.
Really?
I remember him saying like,
This past election?
yes.
Oh wow.
It was some Republican candidate because you said like you can just say Jeff Deal, and he was like, it's not him.
Oh right. That's right.
It was like he was getting tickets or something.
Don't you dare.
Oh yeah,
man,
who
that-
was the corporate guy that was going against Jeff Deal?
Yes.
So he was still like involved in pretty mainstream. I mean, it's the governor in Massachusetts.
Right.
But
It'd be weird to think of Jon Stewart as like 30 or 18 or something. I guess he was really no age.
He's one of those guys that I imagine him as a child, just with the same
Correct.
head.
Yeah. Voice.
Same voice.
Same thoughts. Same everything. One thing that Turtle Boy touched on there, which is very true, is that, I lose my mind at the Minute fans sometimes, for sure. But moments like this, you are reminded that, we've built something like this where when somebody passes, it is a communal thing. Like people were really, even people I know, even people on the street, people were like legitimately affected, like emotional about this, which I totally, first of all, appreciate. And I'm really proud that we've built something that can sort of, sort of allow that kind of reaction. And I felt that same way too. Like I just didn't. I know like if it had been one of my favorite shows and if somebody called in all the time, but it's even different than that though. Yeah. I think because he was here and he was at live events, he was interacting on social media and he was doing this and he was kind of a big part of the show.
Even just a month ago,
he was a character, the ongoing character in the show. Yeah, I'm sorry.
When we happened to be talking about like the top 10 co-hosts or whatever, a lot of people had. I forgot to put him on my list, and I was like, oh fuck, Jon Stewart's definitely in there
for sure.
And then a bunch of people had Jon Stewart in there.
Yeah, I wish we'd had him more.
Yeah,
we're calling him on.
I know
that is not true.
Put his foot down
because I was trying to get him on. I wanted to have him this Friday.
Refer to it as restrained jubilation is how I would describe.
Just put it this way: calling in Jon Stewart. This is what Colleen said to me. The last thing he said to me about Jon Stewart was,
"Oh God,
do you think that looks like Jon Stewart in that video? Do you think it looks like Matthew Farwell?" That's what he said. I'm dead serious. And I was like, well, it doesn't look like Jon Stewart at all. He's like, but does it?
He was a shapeshifter.
It's like, well, I don't think so.
Yeah. Dave asked me. Again. He usually does this after the show, but before the show, he's like, "You think a good title for today's episode would be Good Riddance?"
Yes. yes. God. But I mean, yeah. Did Jim Murray have number one? Is that what I saw? Tweeted that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw Clemmer tweeted about it as well.
Yep.
Would Clemmer have tweeted about this, Mike, 2 months ago?
Oh, that's interesting.
Clemmer was like really impacted by it. He texted me a couple times.
Didn't leave a message.
I think he might have. I think
he
might
voicemail,
have.
But I told him if he was around, we might call him. And he said yes if we want.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a situation where he might have.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Right? Death in the family, so to
speak. Did Carano weigh in? No.
Did not see Carano.
Okay. Did Jerry weigh in his show yesterday? Was he 10 minutes on it or no, Mike?
I don't get it.
Who is it?
Jon Stewart?
That
He's
liberal?
a liberal.
Let me think about it. I'm going to do something else first. Eddie Endelman came up yesterday kind of tangentially on Felger and Maz.
Oh, was that right?
You got that, Dave? Now, same as Matt and Oscar, did you have to pay for his expenses to have him come up and all that? So I watched The Odd Couple together again after you said, probably it was really terrible. How about ASCAP? Do we have to pay any ASCAP fees, or does the Robo cover those? Is that going to be a line item in our bill? I went to Justin's golf course, and then there's news about somebody who's kind of Austin famous. On the way in, I was listening to 103.3. You got any Steve drops?
We wouldn't have
He asked you if you wanted that, or if you wanted something. Do you want an open room?
Thank you.
I would rather be separated.
Would you consider going back to school, like online class or something? Normally, when you read someone's text or email, do you get an insight into the person's mindset, or do you have to take verbatim what they write in the text?
He takes verbatim what they write.
So I know about something bad.
I sent you a text message idea that you said was the worst idea in history.
What was it?
It was something about a pay-per-view with the band there.
Are you sure it wasn't the Papagenos thing?
No, that wasn't the worst idea.
Well,
he kind of came around on that idea.
That was one of my great ideas, actually.
Yeah, pay-per-view with the No Exit 4?
I was just basically saying, like, it was me trying to create a conversation. What more can we do with the band? And you're like, we can wait till the next live show, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I think this other than Felger and Maz, I think the show is Jon Stewart's favorite thing. I think he was definitely.
Other than that, Felger and Maz and Mike Francesa's interview with Bobby Valentine, which he asked me a lot about.
Oh, he did like that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, good. Yeah. That's good. He would have been a good Quincy Watch. It's true though. He would have been a good watch along.
Great, and I couldn't get him. He had no interest.
Yeah, he didn't. It's true. Even getting him in here was kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if he enjoyed it or not. I never knew
think
that.
he
was,
did.
I know, but like you don't know. Like,
Yeah.
You just kind of
I
did it
guess
and left.
that's true. Yeah.
I think
He did it as a
enjoyed
favor to
the
you.
studio.
Almost.
I think he enjoyed the studio experience.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Did he have a crew, like a Minifan crew, or no?
No, he would always show up solo to everything. Like he would take
In
pictures
Mississippi
with
was
everyone.
Right, he was a star. But in Mississippi, he just rolled in solo.
Yeah,
I think so because
he came along. Yeah, he drove.
He kind of
along.
kept to himself in Magnolia. I thought, like even at the live show.
Oh, is that right?
Well, in the live show, he like sat at his table. He wasn't really, not in a bad way. I just mean like he sat at a table and he mingled with like one or two specific Minifans that were there.
He was out at the bars during the night. And
Oh,
then,
he
like,
did. He was. Yeah.
The whole thing with like when Chris got like driven home by someone, and then John asked if he could hitch a ride.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he did? Oh, that's right, didn't he? Yeah, I saw that. So I saw that on Twitter. That's one of the guys I met at that breakfast thing the next day at the, what is it, the Morning Rail?
Yes.
So he was one of the guys that drove, what happened? Somebody drove somebody, what was it? Chris was drunk or no?
Yeah, Chris was getting a ride to wherever he was staying.
Right, Chris was staying in whatchamacallit, right? Where I stayed, basically, where he got COVID, yeah.
And someone was giving him a ride back,
Mm-hmm.
and John saw that they were about to go, and he was like, "Can I tag along?"
And he did.
And he did. And apparently the drive was fantastic.
I can only imagine.
Good.
Hammered Clemmer and this guy. And,
He's
was
so
a drip
loud when
and
he's
John
drunk, too.
Stewart. Who, Clemmer?
Yeah.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, he's a loud drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a town where drunk driving probably.
Yeah.
No, don't worry.
I
about
would
it.
think.
You're a pussy if you don't. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's any law enforcement in that area, actually.
I still can't. I remember doing from where I was staying, doing the thing on the car, the GPS, and getting off the exit to the gas station that said like 13.6 miles. And I was like, what? What was the name of that cat? Christie's or no?
The name of it was Little Town Grocery.
Little Town Grocery.
Yeah. There you go. You did a show there, Mike.
Certainly did.
COVID was spread like wildfire there that
Yeah.
day. Except for you.
I dodged it.
That's true. Those almonds. That's what does it.
So he just showed up to that 5K, right? 'Cause wasn't there something where he was buying? Oh, that was the VFW. You could enter to be a guest at the VFW.
We should have. We should have got him in that. Yeah. He wasn't at the VFW.
He bought 8 tickets and then didn't win a raffle. Is what ended up happening.
Well, it happened to a lot of people, Dave.
No, I
Didn't
know.
win a raffle?
Yeah, no.
The VFW raffle.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's the point of that story?
No. I just
A lot of people
I couldn't
bought
You
remember
screwed
if that
this guy,
happened.
and now he's dead.
No.
That's
I was
the
wondering
point.
if he just showed up anyway as like a spectator
Outside?
the
There were
truth was
people
it was the
outside.
VFW, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mike, you weren't. That's when you weren't.
I was not
around,
there,
right?
no.
Yeah. Justin was there.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, did you?
I was
make
there
it
for one.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
was sent away.
Yeah. He went for a walk.
That's
for
right.
half a mile.
Took a walk.
His phone died.
Did he come to the later 5Ks, like the Colin Ritzer 5K?
I don't think so. I don't know that. I shouldn't say that, but I don't remember him.
I don't know if he
I
came
feel
to
like he
both
might
of
have
them.
been
like
at the
seeing
one you
him
did
at
with
one.
Jerry.
Yeah,
I feel like he
one
might
of
have
them.
been
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know his Jerry relationship. I don't know what he thought about Jerry.
there. Probably like Jerry.
Which is
I'm
interesting
guessing.
because
That's true. Although I don't think he was super.
No, he never like talked about listening to a show. He never talked about segments or anything.
He must have
like
listened to our show though. If he's an EI guy, like he had to have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he must have liked Kirkton Callan, I guess.
that. Yeah.
I'm just basing on his politics. I would think. I don't know if he listened to Jerry's podcast, but he must have liked his ideas. I'm guessing.
What's your issue with Craig right now?
No issue with him.
Oh.
Just he had an interaction with Justin that I'm very perplexed by.
What happened?
So
Are you still listening to this program, Justin?
Of course.
Oh,
It's
I'm
the
not.
greatest show in the
You
world.
don't have
Thank
to.
you,
It's
sir.
okay.
Thank you.
No, in my program, you idiot.
I was talking about why you laughing. I was talking about who are these socials.
Jesus, Mike.
I think it's in his program.
No, this.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
well, I said this. Did you think I said Mike's program?
No, I thought you were
Oh,
talking
okay. Well, if yours said Mike's, let's go. BlindMike.net.
I
It is
love
a
Blind
great
Mike shows
It
as
is a
well.
great program.
Joe, let's not get crazy. I don't know about
It's the greatest program in the world.
Have you ever heard Mike laugh, Dave?
Yes, I have.
That's a
What's that?
unnecessary-
He thought it was. He thought it sounded like.
Oh, he had a character that
yes.
sounded
Who did he
like.
thought?
It was a cartooner, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
something?
we were like debating it for a
Is it
while.
like the Swedish Chef or something like that?
Something
know.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened, Mike?
So, Craig texts me yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever this was, and I had already tweeted about it, but he didn't realize. And he texted me and was like, "I think Jon Stewart might have died." And
No, I
with
think
the link.
No, I sent you that.
You sent me that too. But I'm saying I had already tweeted about it by the time Craig got to me.
Okay.
And so Craig texts me the link, and then he goes, he mentioned the date, and he was like, "Oh, right after the Schaub show. Schaub is probably what did it to him." And then I just moved on with my day.
Right.
Little did I know that behind the scenes, Craig was stewing over this. He texts Justin.
He texts Justin. He goes, I told Mike it was the Shop Show that put him in, and I was like, that's kind of a fucking shitty thing to say to someone.
That's not the.
You would take that.
That's not the issue I have.
Yeah,
I was
the issue I have is that Justin. He said Craig says to Justin, "Never heard back from Mike after I said."
Oh, you thought you were mad at him.
As if I would be like, Craig, you've done it again.
The fuck out
Craig,
of here.
I need an ambulance. I'm in stitches, my friend.
Jesus.
I couldn't imagine why you'd be like, yeah, I didn't hear from Mike after that.
I imagine you're still preparing your answer now.
I
mean,
was
it's such an
thinking-
important text.
I ponder. Yeah, I wanted to do it on air. You know, you like that too. I figured it was appropriate.
If Jerry, here's a question about Craig. If Jerry in the show was like, I see all these tweets from Minifans. Who is this? Who cares about this guy?
Yeah.
Would Craig make a spirited defense, or would he kind of bow down there?
Would be somewhere. He go, he's a hilarious. No, he would say he's a hilarious guy. I think. Or
Jerry,
a
can I get
great guy.
sound? And then give me a piece of sound, just a random one from John.
All aboard.
Are they loaded up, Steve?
They're loaded up.
Who am I speaking? Okay.
Really ironic. A million spoons when all you need is a knife.
The problem is he asks questions. There's not a lot of... And then
Steve Robinson.
I know. But
And does it really fall into the meme of Steve's a liar, or is just Steve loose with facts?
I don't know. It seems like are you angry? Yeah, he would get mad at Steve. Sometimes at Dave too, I think.
Oh,
very
for
much
sure,
so,
Dave.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that was Steve.
I just think he liked doing that. Like he liked poking a little bit. He
Oh,
had
for
fun.
sure.
It was all in fun. Like
Yes.
he was.
I think John had a direction he would have taken the show if he were behind the ones and twos.
I would have been happy with that for a week or so. Phil, producer. I don't know if he could have. I don't know if he could have. Maybe he could have done it. I don't know.
Because he would send a lot of like random guest suggestions.
Well, I remember I saw an old tweet that said you had just gotten off the phone with him about some crazy thing. I want to remember it now. I just saw it. Somebody
I just
said it to
remember
me.
one time he asked to call me. I don't know.
So you talked to him?
Yes.
Okay.
But this was after he was in studio.
Okay.
It might have been about the date thing. He might have just been uncomfortable with it.
Sure.
But he never called. He asked to call me,
he
and he
didn't.
never
Okay,
called.
okay.
But then he would keep pitching guests. He kept pitching through the entire time I've been here. He must have brought up Wolfgang Van Halen 25 times.
Did you get him?
Why don't you get him in?
I didn't get him.
You get him in there? Okay.
Because I think he brought it up to you at some point.
He loved music.
Yep.
Loved music. We were like, I'm telling you, like we were not that different in a lot of ways. Like I'm a little more polished.
I could tell he certainly scratched an itch of yours.
Yeah, there was. Well, I mean, you're used to every other time on the show, the treadmill is set at 2, and then John would be on and set at 10.
I don't know.
No, but for that stuff,
Yeah.
like he just sort of like we were into the same weird. Like
I know weird actors.
Like I care who the first assistant director was in an episode of the Rockford Files.
Yes.
Like I just care about that.
Yeah.
I just do it, and so did he. In Billboard show, that kind of weird brain thing that we both had. So, I think we would have been like the same age if we grew up. We would have been friends. I think for sure.
Yeah.
I still don't. I should have asked. I still don't know why people named John are called Jack. I don't know the answer to.
I know. Now we'll never get it. He's the only guy that really could have answered it.
That's probably true.
My dad's a Jack.
Was he born John?
Yep.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, why is he called Jack?
I don't know.
So buff.
Jack's a nickname for John.
It's interesting. Dave's comfortable making these jokes about Jon Stewart dying, but other people die, and he's all.
That's true. That's a good point.
Just saying. I'm just leaving it out there.
I made it. What's a joke I made about it?
Oh,
well, it's been a
bunch
light. We've
of
had some
them,
laughs today.
Yeah.
Oh, we're celebrating a life here.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
celebration.
This is a celebration.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's hear some more of these celebratory voicemails.
All right. Hold on.
Being a veteran myself, complete shock that someone who's done so much for the veteran community, Jon Stewart, has suddenly passed. Being 2 months ago, I can't believe it. I just saw him on TV the other day. Rest in peace, John. And thank you for what you've done for us veterans.
Just unnecessary.
What do you mean?
Just unnecessary joke.
Well, I mean, Jon Stewart has been on television helping veterans. I've seen that.
That's true.
I don't know.
Now he's got to play up that he's offended by jokes. This guy. He called him out.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Hey guys, just want to say sorry for Jon Stewart and his family. From the Coyle family, we love listening to the Kirkman Hand Show and wish the best for Jon Stewart Jr. Thanks. See ya.
We do have a
Maybe the sincere
respectful
messages
listener.
aren't great.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There's got to be a balance.
Is that the Warthog?
Was it? Let me hear it again.
He said the Coyle.
He said
family.
Coyle though.
No.
Well, the Warthog's not weighing in, is he?
I didn't hear any from him.
His fucking girlfriend's still alive. This guy's dead. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose.
It's the first thing I thought of, literally.
Sure,
It's the first thing I think of every day.
Happy life together. I haven't heard from him in 3 months, though. It's weird.
Who made the picture that you retweeted of Jon Stewart, and then in the background it's Mamma Mia's?
It was Gig, right?
I couldn't see it, so I was trying to figure out what the picture was.
And I gotta say, the one of Jon Stewart with my parents is very funny. That made me laugh. And it's true. He hosted on my parents' what would have been their 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Maybe I just need to
father
believe.
figure
Maybe I need to believe in this
in his
stuff.
own
Maybe
right,
there's
yeah.
something going on.
Yeah.
So I saw the picture of my parents, I was like, that's a swell picture of them. Like, where is that from? I have no idea. This person does. I texted Ryan. I'm like, where is this from? He's like, oh, that's a great picture. I don't know. He's like, can we get it? I'm like, how the hell do I know? This guy found it. I don't know what it is.
Did you try Googling or something?
Well, I imagine the two of them and Jon Stewart were probably up at some point, and the photograph was taken, I guess.
That's probably right.
The rock opera guy just has photos of your parents.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not sure, but that did make me laugh. That is funny.
We should do probably like all aboard shirts in honor of this charity.
For the charity. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea, Dave. Don't you think, Mike?
Sure.
We can do that. Yeah, we'll do an all aboard shirt.
We had an all aboard shirt that probably a lot of people don't have once.
Oh, I think they're available. Yeah, we'll do
All aboard.
We'll do something like that, and put the KMS logo on there too. Stamp it on there. People seem to like that. And then we'll give them the both funds, and we'll do something. If we do it like for that guy who pretended to be a kid, wound up gambling, yeah,
Sure, yeah.
we'll do something like that. We'll raise money. We'll get our usual 30%. That's human nature, right?
Of course, yeah. Cost of doing business.
Correct.
I feel like we got to do some kind of live experience as well because he would have been there for that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. In March, he'll be a big part of that, and then hopefully we can do something.
Yeah, can you acknowledge what you were alluding to?
Yes, I acknowledge it.
Can you expand?
One second. No, one second. How you doing? What's going on, thing? What? Oh my God! You're right.
You too.
You're right.
Let's just show them.
I actually don't want to give it away. It's still going to be part of the show.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Oh, interesting.
Can we do like they do with Whitney Houston? Can we do a hologram of Jon
That'd
Stewart?
be great.
That would
I
be
hope
phenomenal.
so. Yeah.
You think we can do that?
I'll look into it. For
Okay.
Sure.
Good.
Well, it's probably just about how many images there are of the guy. If we could get enough.
This fucking rock opera guy's got every single one. It's because of fucking baby pictures, I think.
He's the guy to go to.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I would just say all aboard was going to be. I wanted Jon Stewart in a certain outfit saying all aboard to kick off the show.
Oh.
That's part of the first film to say.
Yep.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
What else? What else we got for John?
We got more voicemails. We did have a friend call and leave a long voicemail. It was more of a authentic kind of Turtle Boy-ish voicemail if you'd like to hear it. A friend of Jack Stewart's. Yes.
Oh, so we don't know them.
No, we don't know them. This is just saw kind of the action going on.
Well, can't be as long as Turtle Boys, right? How
How
much bandwidth do we have in these things?
It's only 40 minutes. Don't
2
worry.
minutes, but we can stop it if you'd like.
What does Michael Scott say at that wedding for the next 45 minutes? I'm going to. You see this debate that was going on about whether The Office could. You saw this, I'm sure, in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, you're right. Like every 6
the
months.
Mindy Kaling thing?
today.
Yeah.
Every character would be canceled.
Right. I mean, of course, The Office would not happen as it did the first season. There's no chance they would do it. No chance.
No, but also
a network comedy.
The
No
idea,
chance.
the idea of every character being canceled. It's like, yeah, well, that was kind of the idea. They're not.
Oh,
real
for sure. Oh,
people.
yeah.
But would you say that like
Creed Bratton would not survive in an office?
But that like diversity day thing would not happen.
No.
No, it should because
would you say
it shows how
always-
stupid everybody is. But,
has Always Sunny changed in any way?
but it's
Like,
already.
yes.
But
It's not
because
NBC.
it was already
but it's
there.
already happened before all this really started.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, what season? What
Yeah,
year?
if Steve
Season one?
Carell was still in the office today, they'd probably get away with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
do you
mean,
think they've changed, or you don't watch it?
It's always
no,
sunny.
Mike does. I don't know.
Always
Or
Sunny?
Just
Oh, yeah.
those two.
Yeah, I
Very
don't,
much
I, don't,
so.
I don't think it's changed.
Yeah.
No.
The actors literally came out and apologized for
Oh,
blackface.
that-
And there's episodes
That
you
shit
cannot
has been
watch.
that shit has been weird.
They have been scrubbed from the like Hulu and everything.
Yeah,
like
they got rid of the blackface episode. But like there were episodes about essentially about Trump and shit like that this year. Like they'll still do stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you can do like South Park can do that because they precede everything.
And even like since the blackface stuff, they've done episodes like The Gang Turns Black where other people play them as black people
Right.
and shit like
That's
that.
what I mean. You're grandfathered in, so you can do that.
But they also take themselves too seriously sometimes. There was an episode where
Yeah.
like Mac dances for his father in jail.
That
to,
was
like,
weird.
to show his homosexuality.
Yeah, I didn't
really?
Get, I didn't
and
get
it was
that one.
people were crying, and it was
And like Glenn Howerton is like you can tell he doesn't like that people think he's his character, shit like that. But for the most part,
Okay.
they've done a pretty good job.
Well, a man's dead. All right, so we have.
John would want an autistic description that
That's
I'm giving.
true. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so we have his friend.
This is his friend Robert.
Oh, good. I actually do want to hear this.
About 3 weeks before Jack died, he and I were standing holding signs for a political candidate in
There you go, Justin. yeah.
Central Mass. And just standing there holding our signs with the candidate, we were approached by a heckler. The heckler was very belligerent, well-dressed, driving a Prius, pulled up to us, and because the candidate Jack was supporting was a Republican, he began shrieking at the candidate, fascist, blah, blah, harassing the poor candidate, getting in his face, and he appeared to be trying to get the candidate to punch him or somehow act in a way that would get the candidate in trouble. Well, I immediately went to Jack, as I always did in a situation like that where I needed guidance or advice or help, which was quite often. And I said, Jack, what do we do? Because I thought we should step in and defend the candidate. And Jack said, well, seems like he's handling himself pretty good. Just stand by. So we stood by, and the candidate was being berated by this man, but he was holding up okay. And this man then went to a woman that was holding signs with us and began haranguing her. And then he started yelling, I have daughters, I have daughters. And evidently he was agitated about the Dobbs decision. And he kept saying, I have daughters. And this went on for about 20 minutes. And Jack just watched very calmly. And then at some point he decided that he had had enough. And he sort of gestured the fellow over to him, and the harasser came over and said, and Jack said, you said you had daughters, didn't you? And the guy said, yes, I have daughters, I have daughters. And Jack said, well, don't they need a ride from dance class or something? And the guy deflated like one of those
that's kind of funny.
inflatable Halloween things that people can't keep inflated. He just wilted.
Yeah, we got a bunch of comments about people with him like holding signs and kind of de-escalating situations.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, with that type of humor, we got a few messages like that.
Yeah, he must have been like I don't think I talked to him much about it. He must have been an enormous reader too, I would think, right? I mean,
seems like the
would you guess?
type.
I would
I
think.
would
I would assume.
Yeah.
Although he watches so much TV and movies that maybe that was his vice.
Stimulation,
whatever you
maybe.
wanna call it,
Maybe. Yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, I mean, I guess sadly, so much about him I didn't know. I didn't know until he mentioned on our show that he had a son. And I'm sure his son, I think, is in his early 20s. And I don't know if he listens to the show. I have no idea, but definitely thinking of him because that's brutal. I mean, to lose your dad like that.
Right.
And I think sounds like they were pretty close. So
he was with. Didn't you say he was with?
Yeah, he went to the golf course with his son. So I think they did things together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He mentioned that, right? Yeah. And they talked about going to concerts together and stuff.
Yep.
So thinking of him. What else do you have, Dave?
We got some more voicemails if you like.
More voicemails. Yeah, John Stewart's sound. I want to hear more from John.
I just thought like the back and forths with Steve was always fun.
Oh, let me hear some of that.
And does it really fall into the meme of Steve's a liar, or is just Steve loose with facts?
I don't know. It seems like are you angry with Steve, John?
No, he has such insane confidence over things he knows nothing about, like how the state of Maine was named.
Oh, you don't know. What do you mean?
The state of Maine was named because it was the mainland by French settlers on the islands and the coast.
It was named after the province of Maine in France.
Yeah, but it was referred to as the mainland.
Give Steve a call. See what he does.
As Norm would say, a real meeting of the mind.
That's I kind of enjoyed that dynamic those two had.
That would have been a good political show.
Oh,
Those two squaring off.
Well, they're both conservative, though. Right?
Yeah, but it seems like John would still take him to task.
True.
Hello.
Hey, I don't know if you wanted to give me the Jon Stewart thoughts.
Well, I'm heartbroken by his passing. Of all the Minifans, he was the one I hated least.
That's why I started the show today. I said it's amazing Andy Mayo is out there just doing his stupid shit, living, breathing.
Oh, he's still alive. I didn't realize that. Well, hopefully these things, Jon Stewart's kicked off a pattern.
Oh, they do come in threes. That's a good point. A Minifan 3-pack wouldn't be so bad. It's true.
Would you trade? Would you trade Jon Stewart
for 2 other Minifans?
Oh, wow. I would trade Jon Stewart back for almost any of the Minifans.
No question. I was saying at the beginning of the show, I think I liked, when it was actually for a while, it was just you and I when Mike was fencing. It was just you and me, and then sometimes at night we would do a bunch of night shows because we were doing the case. And Jon Stewart would call in for 15, 20 minutes. And it felt to me like one of those overnight guests, just, one of these insane callers. In a good way.
He could definitely be a George Norrie caller who's been poring over like UFO documents from the CIA or something, but actually has insightful points. And then when he dies, it turns out he's got like a spaceship hiding in his basement or something. I actually didn't know that he was a government employee.
No, we just took a call. Turtle Boy called us and left a message. Also, he helped his mom. He was super involved in Worcester politics, too. He was a really active guy in that stuff.
Yeah, an understated hero. I'll always remember him in Madawaska asking me very uncomfortable questions about my previous employer.
About what?
He seemed to have some information about my previous employer.
I believe that. yeah. It's funny. Those guys, Justin's here, and Mike and Dave, and for some reason I could not remember until they mentioned it. I just didn't remember John until they mentioned the Tony Stewart jacket. I didn't remember him really much at the first Madawaska show. He's very quiet.
Oh yeah. He did have an interesting jacket on, but he really came out of his show. You were able to draw that out of him.
Do we remember when
I hope this was a memorable part of his life.
I hope so. That's a good point. I don't remember when he first started calling though. Do you guys? Does anybody?
I was trying
probably
to go back.
after that. People started referring. So after the Madawaska thing, people started referring to him as the Tony Stewart guy.
Yeah. Right. You're right.
So I think after that is probably the first time he called in.
Because we thought I'm sorry, Steve. Because I think we thought Jon Stewart was like bullshit because of the Tony Stewart thing, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. What were you saying, Steve?
Well, I also know it was kind of a revelation when people found his Twitter account, right? Because he wasn't trying to inject himself.
Yeah, like 8 of them, but yeah. Right.
So, yeah, that's true. That's true. Is there going to be a big Minifan presence at his funeral?
It happened 3 months ago. He died at the end of October, Steve.
Oh, no shit, really?
Yes, he died. Yes, so we just found out he died October 28th. We just didn't know.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you guys need to organize a separate Minifan service.
We were talking about it. We'll do something in Maine for sure.
We'll bury an alive Minifan in his place.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Is that the scam artist that did the song for David Ortiz? Is she still around?
Linda Marks?
She sure is.
We just talked about her. We just talked about her the other day. Yeah.
We paid her like $1,000 to rasp with her laryngitis at the event. I mean, I think she still owes us a little ditty, don't you?
She should do a Jon Stewart song. That's actually a great point. We should have her recorded a Jon Stewart song. I didn't even think of it.
It's right up her alley, yeah.
So she and John may have met at the vigil. Now that I think of it,
I'm sure they did.
Probably.
Yeah. What did she said? She couldn't. She wanted to lip sync or something. What the fuck was it?
Yeah, she wanted to.
Well, she jumped it on us early that morning that she was going to play her songs, play her music because she had a case of laryngitis.
She played the night before, right?
Yes,
correct.
Fucking unbelievable. And we gave her $500, right?
Oh, I think it was more than that.
Jesus Christ. And Dave's giving No Exit 4 a hard time. Fucking unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. Any other Jon Stewart thoughts, Steve, before we let you go?
No, just the passing of a great Minifan. It's sad.
No question. And I guarantee you, he was a Maine Wire guy. I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, he seems like it.
I'm going to say, was Maine Wire going on at the end of October? I don't even know.
No.
I think it was. He was a big Robinson fan.
That is definitely true. All right, we'll talk to you.
All right, talk to you.
See you. Stephen Earl Robinson, ladies and gentlemen.
He first called in. It was before this show was taking calls, and it was when Mike was taking calls on YouTube for Go for Geary. I remember that.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a Go for Geary call.
Yes.
Wow.
And it was a big.
Who could forget?
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was probably a big moment.
Yeah, I mean, a top, 3 caller?
I was thinking, I feel like he may have been overlooked. I'm sure he's been mentioned in
he wasn't like a
conversation.
character.
The best non-character, I was going to say
Would he be the first
call.
Hall of Fame Minifan? Posthumously.
Now he's like Roberto Clemente. Now he's a business.
Right.
Like, he's getting in now. Like we're going to have to induct him, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if that's okay with Kevin Bristol, I don't want to get in the way.
Just like to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like him to be with him too. If he's willing to do that, he's in. How's that? How was that? Let me hear a couple more voicemails, Dave.
I was a late Minifan, was a fan of Kirk on the Dozen, started listening pretty late, and then my dumb ass thought that Jon Stewart was the actual Jon Stewart because I had no idea what was going on with the show. And as I became a bigger fan of KMS and went back to re-listen, I realized that Jon Stewart was a great character on the show. And
this is terrible. These voice, they all suck like this.
They're all pretty bad. Yeah.
Are they
There's
really?
Not a lot. They're all like pretty serious. We already played the funny.
Take some Jon Stewart calls then. How's that?
Wanna
We'll
take
just
some
talk
calls?
to people, interact with people. How's that?
All right.
People may want to talk about him as opposed to these, maudlin sort of messages like I left on Twitter. Like, it's, the man lived a life. Let's celebrate.
Certainly, yes.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Mike. One of the first things I thought was, I bet she's got a hell of a record collection.
Oh, interesting. You should go over there.
Yeah.
Snoop around. Maybe.
Exactly.
Unless it's already been thrown away.
Oh, that'd be brutal.
Yeah.
No, I can't. No, I can't think so.
Just saying, if they're making space or something,
he would have something in writing. I bet if he has like a collection, he seems to be the kind of person that would have.
Oh, yeah,
something
he should
in
have
writing
willed it to you.
where like it goes somewhere.
On the way back, Dave, yesterday from our what would you call that for the case yesterday?
Necessary meeting, I would call it.
Meeting, I would call it. On the drive back, I found a record store in Reading. It's a comic book store sort of / record store. And I got a couple, and the guy who owned it was scanning it. And one of them said, "Oh, nice pull."
How did that make you feel?
Oh, $5 billion.
You gave it a nice pull.
I sure did. Didn't need to. I could have done a flip right there. I was so excited. That's the biz, though.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we would have probably had John on if he wanted to. I bet you would have been like a quarterly guest. Yeah, 3-4 times a year.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that's what you said about him at the time. I think you said he'd be a good like monthly guest or something.
Yeah, because he had so much stuff, but like I feel like he would have been, it was his when he came in. Look, when he came in, it was his show.
Yeah,
Like, it was his fucking show, which is great. I have no problem with that.
Right.
But we're getting the fuck out of the way. But like 3 or 4 times a year, perfect.
Yeah.
He might have been a good guest host, Mike, for a week when I was off.
Oh, interesting.
Sitting in the big chair.
Like he could do Mondays and Nadu does the rest of the week.
Correct. Yes, that's right. That's right. Nadu, Jesus.
He took the day off to come in, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. The people of Worcester suffered for a day. I saw Nadu tweeted out.
He did.
Yes. Others did not. Nadu's friend, right, did not tweet that out.
No.
Unbelievable.
Didn't see anything else.
Interesting. Unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. All right, tweet out the number.
Yep.
Let me see here. Like I said, John has Milton's on. Milton's loved him. I know that. I know Bill is a big Jon Stewart fan. So if you're looking for clothes this weekend or whatever, think of John. Do something for John. Go to Milton's, Miltons.com, or the 3 stores: South Shore Plaza and Braintree, Chestnut Hill Square, Chestnut Hill, and of course, a newest store at the Burlington Mall. I was outfitted the other night at Spittin' Chicklets. I'll be outfitted as everybody will be in March at the State Theater and in between. Go to Miltons.com right now. Get your shirt, get your Henley, get your hoodies, your shoes, jackets, pants, whatever you want. Buy one, get one free. Suit event continues to go on. Our great partners at Milton's, and they loved Jon Stewart. They loved him. That's where he got his beautiful shirt and outfit for the Wilbur when he was here. So think of Jon Stewart when you're there as well, please. Go to Miltons.com or one of the 3 fine locations there. Great partners at Milton's. They've filled up, they've lined up.
They are loaded up.
People load up is, I think, the phrase I use. To talk about the life of Jon Stewart. Hello.
Good morning, boys.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
One of these recordings.
I don't know.
Getting it out of the way.
So we're kicking things off.
His family's going to hear this.
I'll tell you something about the thing I admired most about Jon Stewart was his insightful questions back and forth with Cullinane. When he came in, I listened to that episode again this morning, and I just thought he was a neat, interesting guy that asked really thoughtful questions, and
Sure.
he wanted to know the answer.
Yeah, you learned something from that caller. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was inspiration.
So go ahead. So let's celebrate the life. The man lived a full life, worked, had a family. So why don't you, in your way, honor his entire life? Please, go ahead.
Well, I listened to the Fuck Doll Emporium episode.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give an update on the Fur Burger edition.
Oh, good.
And to be honest with you, that Kathy Cullinane winning the Fur Burger contest was incorrect.
Oh.
One of my interaction with Kath, I went downtown, and it
We're
was
honoring you
like
over here.
stainless
Well, maybe
John
her.
likes facts.
Maybe her, I
like-
guess. Yeah.
It was like stainless steel, not a hair anywhere. I'm messing around with her.
True or false, Dave?
I said I figured she did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't ask her in the interim.
No, it didn't come up actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a shit.
Actually, and I said, wow. She looked in my eyes, and I was in wonderment, and she smiled, and she put out her Winston and took a last sip of a warm vodka.
Yeah.
And she said, grass don't grow on a playground, big boy. Johnny Stewart, rest in peace.
Yes.
Love you, my man.
Thank you, Click Guy. Thank you. I just picture
More than
somebody
anything, he
saying-
wanted a straight record.
Right.
You know?
Somebody just like, yeah, that guy who called earlier, his friend. Oh, there's a podcast. It's celebrating his life. Oh, great. Let me skip ahead and let's see what's going on.
School is telling their students this podcast is going
That's
to raise
true.
money.
That's true.
I like the phrase, he was in wonderment.
He was. Have you loaded up, Dave? Load up. All right. Hello.
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 All aboard, gentlemen.
All
Just like
aboard.
everybody else, I listened to that episode that he was on yesterday, and the way that John bravely fought through that heat in that office in that purple shirt was just inspiring.
Justin was very nervous that day. I was mad at him because it was 100 degrees in there.
No, I was just nervous about. I wasn't nervous that you were mad at me. I just wanted to fix it.
How'd that go?
He still has.
I didn't fix it.
He's still nervous about it.
Oh, you're still nervous.
I didn't fix it.
Let's go. 1 second. 1 second call. Well, give us a Justin update. We'll do that. We'll do it after the calls. Go ahead.
He left. Yeah.
We did.
Oh,
yeah.
That's all he had to say.
Okay. Go ahead. Hello.
All aboard.
What's going on?
John?
All aboard.
Oh my God. What?
My favorite memory of John is finally meeting him. He was one of a few people I was dying to meet at Saco, and you made that happen, Kirk. And when I finally met him, I said, John, I hope you are not offended when I call in and do that impersonation. I just love it. And, of course, John gave a non-answer and said, okay.
It's like
deadpan. I mean, that was my interaction in a nutshell. Love the guy.
It's like HW meeting Dana Carvey.
It's true. It's true. He's the greatest. He's the great. He's a unique figure in Minifan history. There will never, ever, 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 ever be another Jon Stewart. That is a fucking fact.
Certainly.
Nobody will be like him.
And like you said, Kirk, when he would come in, he commanded. You would back up, and he would just command the show. He didn't give a shit about what you wanted to talk about.
No.
He didn't even want your reaction. He just wanted you to know he read a book and did you read it too? But he didn't care what you thought about it.
No, did not care. And I wasn't kidding earlier when they played the clip when he was in Magnolia. He was walking. I was watching him. Like I almost just decided to not do the show. Watch him walk around and ask random people, like, hey, did you see? Did you ever watch season 2 of MacGyver? And they're like, no. He's like, okay, and he would just go on to the next person. It was his brain needed that filled.
Justin reminded me to the Bobby Valentine thing I referenced earlier.
Yeah.
At Mike and the Minifans, he said, "Do you see Francesa interviewed Bobby Valentine at his podcast?" I said, "No, I haven't listened yet. I got to check that out. It sounds like something I would actually be interested in listening to." And then the next night when he saw me at the restaurant, he goes, "So have you listened to Bobby Valentine with Mike Francesa?" I was like, "Not yet, John. I'm sorry."
Fairness, you had all day in that hotel room.
Did that's
you
true.
should have. I mean, really, Jesus. Anything else, Tim?
Kirk, just a quick question. So in talking to the family, I know the son knew he was in the Miniverse. Did they know like how invested he was in the show, like with the travel and
I think
how
so.
popular he was?
I think so. Like I didn't really want to. I did say that, just so you know, he people loved him, but I didn't really want to be like, hey, like he. I assumed,
kind of the biggest thing in his life. Just so you know.
yeah. Like I assumed that they had a son. I assumed she knew he drove them, stuff like that. I guess. But I didn't. I didn't really want to ask that. Maybe I should have.
Well, thanks for the tribute. Great job.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tim. Another psychopath. You gotta love him though.
I know Tim calls kind of like the guy, like, we were associated because of my impression.
He has to call. Yeah, he has to. It's true. Hello.
Hi guys, all aboard.
All aboard.
So I was at the Wilbur, and I went to the second show, and so my buddy and I, we had a few drinks with Tam before, and you could just kind of hear, that was my first event, so I had never seen so many Minifans together. And so the conversations you'd hear was, first show was great. Dave fucked up the sound.
Sure.
Dave fucked up the sound.
Yep.
Dave fucked up the sound. And then every now and then you'd hear he wanted to know if I was pro David Schwimmer or not.
Fair question.
Like, has Boy Meets World overvalued Disney Plus? Like, all these weird things. And you just kind of knew who they were talking about. And so he just seems like a really great guy. And I think one thing I liked about him the most, and I'm sure people have already said this too, he really just didn't care at all what people thought of him. I think he knew
Definitely
he was a
not.
little strange.
Yep.
I think he had talked about how he had a disability or something like that. And he just really carried himself in a great way. I'm going to miss him.
Yeah,
So
that's
thank you guys
very
for
well
doing
put.
it.
Very well
Have a
put.
great
Thank
day.
you. Thanks. That's very well put. It's true. He did not care what anybody thought. I mean, his family. But I mean, he didn't give a shit if he thought he was weird. He didn't, care if his call was too long. He did not give, and he didn't care if somebody said something on Twitter. He did not give a shit.
Right.
Didn't care. Universally approved. There's, the people who hate the show loved him. People who love the show loved him. Right in between. Everybody liked him. I don't think I ever heard anybody say anything bad about it. Ever.
No.
Ever. And same with him. He didn't, I don't know. That's
He
very well
didn't
put.
co-host the show enough time. In a few months, it would have been fuck him.
Oh,
Get him out of here.
That's true. That's probably true. That's probably true. That's probably true. Hello.
All aboard, gentlemen.
All aboard.
All aboard.
Quick question for Dave. Dave, are you able to see on a screen Kirk, Mike, and Justin right now?
Yes.
So that episode where John was on, for the first hour of the show, I thought I was watching Earl Hidman from Home Improvement because the mic was completely covering his face.
Oh, is that true?
The
And the
mic's-
whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the mic is just completely covering
Well, we
John's
just switched
face.
Mike's
I'm
mic,
is
so
Dave,
yeah.
That's probably my fault. That's usually how I set it up.
Yeah, that's how it was set up. That was like that for everybody that came in here besides Mike, though.
Blame Mike for it, I say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mike's fault. The whole
That's how I
thing is
liked it.
Mike's fault.
That's how I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yes, thank you. For the loving memory of John, thank you for that.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hello.
That's what I remember most about John.
Couldn't see his face in the episode? Jesus. Well, hey, listen. Hello.
Hey, do you think we could arrange to have John's casket put on display in the studio so the Minifans can pay their respects?
I think that's a fair question.
Yeah.
October, November, December. It's the winter.
Dig 'em up.
It's tough in the winter, Mike. That's the thing. It hasn't been that cold yet.
No.
What do you think, Justin? I assume he's in the area not far from where you do your golf,
Yeah, no, I'll get a couple of.
Swing by the junior high, pick up some of your coworkers.
Couple of shovels. Come on, boys.
Yep. No, boys. No.
Some of those young girls you worked with and make your way. Yeah, I mean, I think we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think closed, I think, is probably best.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, just any point. Any point. Last night's wake I went
Or-
to was an
or
open,
Kirk,
open
if you wanna
casket. and there
crank it
was-
up a notch.
Oh, boy.
And look, the guy looked a
You
very
wanna
nice
crank it
guy,
up a
but
notch.
I hate open caskets. Yeah.
If you want to crank it up a notch, we could get a taxidermist involved and have him stuffed in the studio.
That's my greatest dream is to be stuffed and put somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll reach out and we'll see. If we can raise enough money for the charity, they may consider it.
Good, yeah.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Prop him up.
Yeah, why not? I don't think there's any, no harm in that. Hello. You load up, Dave?
Hey, load up.
Hey, is there a possibility of getting an all aboard purple T-shirt in honor of John fundraiser?
Yep. I think we're going to do that. Hey, we just Dave mentioned that earlier, actually. So you're thinking like Dave Cullinane.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
I was trying to swindle a buck out of you people.
Oh, no,
Hey, Justin, I was the one golfing in John's hometown when I recognized your voice from behind the counter.
Thank you. Thank you. Wish I was dead. Thank you.
Really?
Wow.
That was you.
Jesus.
Justin's been schizophrenic for months. It's driven him mad. Who was that man?
Hello.
All aboard.
All aboard.
Hey, gentlemen.
Good morning.
All aboard. Tough day. I mean, rest in peace to John.
Yeah, the first. I'll give you plenty of time, buddy. The first real Minifan to die, right?
I couldn't think of anyone else.
I mean, that we know. I mean, obviously, I'm
Sure.
sure people listen to the program who, but like the first real core,
So, yeah, the only one I couldn't think of anyone else.
right?
I can't think of anyone.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, jeez. Go ahead.
Yeah, I similar to the caller a couple calls ago. My first, diehard Minna fan since day one, but my first event was the Wilbur. Went to the bar before, didn't know what I was walking into, and immediately met John and Tim and some of the other guys. And it's kind of just John was such a nice guy, and people ask what the Kirk Minahan show is, and it's always hard to describe, but this is what it is when you saw the reaction to John News. It's just kind of this weird, close, almost family. I mean, I felt like I knew John for years before I ever met him. Obviously amazing when he was in studio, and this show, not to get sappy, it gets people through a lot of tough times, and I think amazing to see the Minifans come together and honor John, who was a great guy. I do have one question. It's going to be a little bit of a throwback, but do we know if he was buried next to Steve's old cat Tig?
Oh, I don't believe so. Tig, I think, is in Maine, right? I mean, we can look that up, but I imagine John's in the Worcester area. But yes, thanks. But no,
okay, I just thought.
Yeah, thank you. But I get, annoyed, but I am proud that we've built something like this. In a way, I mean, when something like this happens, everyone kind of rallies together.
Sure.
And it's like it sounds sappy, but it's a real thing. Dave doesn't care. He's not a human being.
Right.
But it's
the rest of us are in a community.
Yeah, I mean, when Jerry Callahan show, when they're wacky callers, they're great personalities die. What an event that'll be. Hopefully the producer dies.
He would always stick it to the libs.
Yeah. That time he stood in front of the library with the drag queen. You want to hear fucking dreadful radio, whatever you want to call it? I listen to a couple minutes after I'm going on this fucking awful thing on Sunday, right? Dave?
Oh, yes.
Jerry with the Shaddocks was horrific.
Yes.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to part
of
it.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
Did you listen to it, Mike?
I've only heard drops, which I'm hoping to hear.
Terrible. Like, what the fuck?
Shaq thought I was asking him to come in studio for KMS on Sunday night. And then...
I did suggest. I say, I'm open. Yeah.
Oh, are you? Oh, good.
Could you imagine doing back to back though?
Tom, I'm willing to listen.
That puts you at like 3 hours. With
No, I have
Tom
no
Shattuck?
interest. That was the biggest groupthink bullshit and all that. It was awful, awful, awful. You should look in the mirror. It was fucking terrible. Terrible. Hello.
Cat,
Yes.
this is Steve L, country rock music star. Call the hero, devil's right hand, boy. On the radio, Steve L. Now I just want to pay tribute to a great man, John Stewart.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be closing that show up in Maine this week, and I'm running a song
Steve's
right now.
called before,
Keggy.
hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Cat?
Play the fucking song, Steve, would you? Play the goddamn song, Steve.
Oh, he hung up?
No. That's a shame.
It is.
You load up, Dave?
Load up.
Hello.
Kirk, sounds like you have an in with the ex-wife. Did you give her the number to Tony's Fuck Doll Emporium?
I mean, this is...
Oh, that's interesting.
I did. But I do that now because they're an advertiser. I do it to everybody we talk to.
Right.
That's
just good business.
they're a huge buy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to be a little... I will say, caller, it's going to be weird. We'll be probably taping it Monday. Doing the reads for the case for this, I think, is going to be difficult for Tony's Fuck Doll Emporium. We're gonna, but they're paying, so they're paying an outrageous price.
Can't turn down that kind of money. They met the standard.
I do wish they'd come up with a more subtle business title myself, but
That's right. Yes, because sometimes you hear ads for those. They say discreet packaging. But
correct.
it seems like
it's like walking into one of these, massage parlors. This is just you're walking to the Fuck Doll. But look, I mean.
This is not
if
rubber
you're
glove
looking
service, as
to
they
get your best Fuck Doll cleaning and polishing needs, there's only one place to go.
That's right.
Tony's has been the top Fuck Doll Emporium in New England for 15, 20 years.
Right.
They knocked fucking Paul's Fuck Doll Emporium. That place sucked. Out of business.
I think there'd be more variety in names.
Well, that's the other issue, I think. Yeah, I think that is part of it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Kirk, all aboard. Billboard chart guy. How are you?
Thank you. Yes. It seems like you two were, I would imagine you two had some conversations, no?
It's so weird. This struck me really hard. It's crazy to say, but he, in the middle of the summer, like he started DMing me like out of the blue. I had never met
like
him.
an inevitable
never spoken to him.
partnership, Mike.
Sure, certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Television music.
Yeah, he said to me, "Do you think the last?" I'm looking at the last DM. He said, "Do you think the song Cherry Bomb by the Runaways is an influential song in rock history? like random.
Good question.
I don't know the Runaways, except I know that Joan Jett was in it.
Right.
So he said, so I knew the song. I said, well, it's influential probably because it was an all-female band performing a hard rock song.
Right.
And then right after that, I said, and this was just after he was on the show, I said, by the way, you were great on KMS. He said, thanks. It's hard to please everyone. And I said, yeah, you can say that again. And then he wrote, that's Patricia Minahan's rule. Did your mother say that?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
No, the Patricia Minahan rule it wasn't her rule. It's my rule about Patricia Minahan. She tried to please everybody, and by trying to please everybody, you please no one.
Well, that's a good point. Yes.
I've tried to live my life not that way, the best I can. But yeah, God, that's something. Jeez.
And with those words, Kirk, that was the last time I heard from him.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Billboard Chart.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's unbelievable. That's actually kind of unbelievable. So there you go. Yeah. What? They load up, Dave?
They load up.
Jesus. What a world. What a world. Hello. Now it's an old callback, but this is all, like, I'm going to wake up and I'll be 8 years old and Bill Ricca in my sleeper. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Dad, is Jon Stewart alive?
With a billboard and
What?
Sports Illustrated on my chest, I'll wake up in the morning. Like, what the fuck just happened? I always think that, like, once all aboard, one second. I always think that if I woke up from a dream, it's like that stupid movie they made a couple of years ago, which stunk. If I woke up and I was like 16 or something, like, would I remember all the words, like the Social Network, so I could steal that script?
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like the Yesterday movie with the Beatles.
Yeah. Nate Bargatze has a bit about that.
Oh, is that right?
If you went back in time, like, everyone says, like, oh, I would start Google. And he's like, I would have no idea.
No chance. Yeah,
I couldn't explain it to
I'm
anyone.
like, I'd love to create, like, The Sopranos. But I'd be like, well, yeah, he's a mob guy. And like, I would fuck it up. Go ahead. Hello.
Kirk?
Yes.
Did you ever write a baseball card for Roberto Clemente over in Pittsburgh?
It's a good question because I wasn't a baseball card editor. Barnaby Hall was, of course, Mike.
Of course.
But I would freelance once in a while.
That's a great name.
Barnaby Hall. We had great names at Upper Deck.
Oh, that's
we
good.
had two Lomans, Mike and Jeff Loman. We had Stevens. We had Riley. We had Barnaby Hall. We had great Meehan. Great names. Maycomber. I bet you there was because we would do these editions of, like, old players. I guarantee I wrote a Roberto Clemente card. Yeah, I bet I did.
Maybe if you got him a plane, he could come on the show. If you booked a plane flight.
That's inappropriate. I mean, this is not the right day for that. Would you say, Mike? Or no? First of all, the man's been dead for
50 years.
Yeah.
50 years exactly,
anniversary.
right?
It was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
My God.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the time for that.
3,000 hits.
Why would that? And
on the nose.
He could also be a terrible guest. I'm not going to fucking pay a plane. What?
That's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
I'm not doing that.
I hadn't thought about that.
Thank you. Hello.
I'd rather see Barnaby Hall on here now.
Good guy. Nice guy.
Morning,
Good
guys.
guy. Hello.
Well, first and foremost, rest in peace, Jon Stewart. That was a really shitty way to learn it. I can't believe it happened so long ago. But my question for you, when you sent out that video, did anybody from Barstool, any big listeners like Riggsy, Big Cat, or Whitney reach out to you, and what did they have to say?
Whitney did.
Good guy.
I'll send you Whitney's emotional message. Let me see here.
Good. Congratulations on the death.
That guy was hilarious who passed away, right? He called a lot.
Right.
He said he remembers him very well.
Play with words.
In the last couple of months, he hasn't called in a while. So he's into it, Whitney.
Yeah.
No, nothing from anybody. I don't think anybody else. No.
Bastards.
They have their own lives. What can you do?
I suppose.
Hello.
Hey, Kirk. Sorry for your loss.
Thanks. Thank you. I'll do what it's about. Thank you very much.
Have you considered, and Mike, I'm sorry, I love you, but have you considered leaving that third seat empty in Jon Stewart's honor for extended period of time?
I considered it long before John died.
Hold on a second.
No. John was a big Mike fan, and Mike was a big John fan.
Yes, certainly.
No, John lives on in Mike. Mike's going to start.
No, I love Mike. Thank you. Know if that crossed your mind. And then one other thing. I'm just curious.
Seems like he does, but okay.
How did it take
What's that?
How did it take this long for you guys to get the news?
I don't know if people are criticizing us.
I
for
don't
this.
think it's that.
I reject this sort of not criticism, but line of questioning. Like I said before, he's a quirky guy. He was not in these chats. He wasn't like, I don't know. Pick a random.
Tim and Ken, if he died.
But he's super
I
active.
think that would be like, geez, we haven't heard from Tim.
Super active. I think he's in these group stuff. Like I don't think John was. Tim, I think, is a bad
You
example.
don't think a family member of Jon Stewart knew that he was a big Minnesota?
That's not their. But that's not their.
Yeah, but they weren't
that's-
thinking we should reach out to the show. You know,
That is not their, like, believe me, that's not their top concern. Like, I felt bad even when I was talking to one of them yesterday, one of the family members. I was like, oh, I wish we knew earlier, but I didn't mean it like, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't mean it that way. I just wish, because of human nature, I wish we'd known earlier. That's all. So maybe we could have.
because even when his name came up the other day,
That's what I
we
call
were
it.
like, that's a little weird. We haven't heard from him in a while, but it wasn't mind blowing.
Yeah, I think the other thing is John was so quirky that like it just seemed like maybe he was
easily
checking
could've just
out, coming
drifted
back,
away
which,
for a
which,
couple
which,
months
which he did. Yeah, which he did.
That was normal. Like his name, I know people keep going back to. We mentioned it.
It's not my fault. He's dead. All right. It's not my stop. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I don't know about that, but
Stop. What's that, Dave?
No, I'm just saying a lot of people reference that show where we brought him up recently, but we brought him up multiple times and said the same thing. I haven't heard from him in a while. That was not the first time we said that.
Maybe we should have checked in.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, or when he didn't respond to my text messages, should have thought.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Good job, Dave. Thanks. Hello.
We'll always have Craig's hilarious Brendan Schaub joke to fall
Oh, my
back on
God.
in times like this.
Timeless. Endless. One of them. Hello. How are we doing there, Dave?
Just not saying hello back. Hello.
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 Yep.
All aboard.
All
aboard.
All
Rest in peace, John. Two questions. One for Justin Trudell and one for Blind Mike Geary.
They're both here.
I'll go with Justin Trudell first. Justin, can we expect the Justin show to return from hiatus in 2023?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm busy.
It's like James Cameron with all that success
I was trying to think of
all that genius stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When's the big reunion going to be?
Yes. Got your question for Mike.
Mike Geary, did you watch the Dave Portnoy on Joe Rogan
Not yet,
experience, or
no.
the Jon Stewart
We'll probably
experience?
talk about that Sunday, I'm sure.
Yes, I have not listened
I haven't
yet.
listened to it yet. I saw a clip from
Conan
it.
has, I think.
I've listened to a decent amount of it. It was, yeah, can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I've heard underwhelming response so far, overall, is what I'd say. Hello. I feel like Rogan doesn't know Dave at all.
He's referenced him a few times.
I think he knows him.
He knows who he is.
Doesn't
for
know,
sure.
doesn't know anything.
But Mike brought up a great question. Like he just figured they were.
I
he was
assume I
going
was
on
like,
to
did
talk
Rough and
about
Rowdy ever
Rowdy.
come up sarcastically? But Dave said it didn't.
I'm like 2 hours into it. I haven't heard it.
Oh, nothing? How long is it?
3 hours, I think.
Christ. Hello.
Hey, gentlemen, I'd like to share a story about Jon Stewart. Rest in peace.
Sure.
I met him at the Peace Vigil with my friend at the pizza party, which was tremendous and very generous of you.
Well, we did steal.
and
We did
he-
use funds
he-
to
he
steal it.
struck
but it's
us-
fine.
He struck us right away as kind of a really weird guy, and I was like, right off the bat, I'm like, this guy's on the spectrum. And
Just touching so
and he
far.
kept asking,
You're a very
"Where's
perceptive
Ferg?"
guy.
Wow, who am I dealing with?
Listen, no, just let me hear me out for a second.
Go ahead.
And he had a huge notepad full of notes, and he kept asking, "Where's Mama Geary? I heard she's gonna be here." I'm like, "We don't know." And she's like, "Which one is Mama Geary? Do you think?" And we were trying to run interference. It seemed like Kirk was a little overwhelmed with all the people. I said, if this guy gets to talk to Kirk, he's going to freak out. Like Kirk's going to freak out on him because he was so excited. Jon Stewart was. And so we said, we don't know which one's Mama Geary. We took some guesses. And then later when we found out who she was actually very beautiful. And congratulations.
Very,
Mike.
very head to toe, a very attractive woman.
Relax.
And so
Let me say, Justin.
Yes, very much so.
Have you ever masturbated to her, Justin?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to, you know, are we done with
You're
that
missing
story?
out.
Or no?
How about tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
No, we geez, I don't know where we're going here.
I bet there's going to be a good punchline.
Wild if Jon Stewart, like your mom told you now, like we were in love for like the last couple of years.
So they left in the bathroom for a while, and I don't know.
Be a great stepfather.
He would be.
Hello.
Hello, this is Kenneth from the Baseball Writers Association.
Hey, Ken.
I am calling to tell you that Jon Stewart has bequeathed his Hall of Fame vote to you.
Wow.
That's big.
I didn't realize he was a voting member of the Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, as a voting member of the Hall of Fame, you're an executor of the truth. As Tom Verducci says. Who would you like to put in the Hall of Fame?
As Tom said?
Yeah, he has.
Oh, God.
He takes this. Tom Verducci takes the Hall of Fame voting more serious than anybody takes anything.
It's the most important thing in the world.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. So you're asking, so I can have a ballot finally.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You
Okay.
are bequeathed the ballot.
Thank you.
It has only been given in death, kind of like Supreme Court justices and all that. Yeah, but now they can retire.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Ken.
Did you see your buddy's Hall of Fame ballot the other day?
Yeah, I actually think that's pretty creative, honestly.
Oh, I thought it was creative. I just thought it was weird.
It's weird, but at least he's like, I talked to him about it.
It was also kind of cool that he made that happen, I guess.
Yeah, did you see it, Dave, or no?
Yes.
I think it
was a unique idea.
Yeah, like it's not like for me, but it's like, we got DB Sweeney who played Joe Jackson 8 men out because they think he voted for 8 people. Is that right?
Believe so.
Yeah, and had him like they went to the field and shot it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, I don't really get
Cheetah
it.
drugs.
That's right. It's looking old though, I will say that.
Yeah.
DB Sweeney, that is, but yeah. Hello, they load up?
No.
Okay, we'll take a few more. Hello.
Hey, Kirk, it's Dan Wolfer. What's up?
Hello, Dan.
I heard you talking about you got a vinyl record player. I've got a big stash of vinyl records, and I would love to be able to give you a shitload of them.
Well, what kind of records are we talking, Danny?
It's going to cost you.
Everything you can think of.
Okay, well, tell me what I'm thinking of. What kind of records?
Think of one. That's it. Yep, correct.
Well, you just said no Bruce, right?
No Bruce. I mean, it's a lot of old school stuff. Frank Sinatra, Iron Maiden, Metallica, John and Oates. I mean, everything.
It's Hall and Oates, but yeah.
No, this is John and Oates.
Daryl Hall and John Oates, but yeah.
Johnny Boy.
What's that?
We're gonna miss him a lot, really.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge loss.
There you go. Thank you, Dan.
What are you looking for outside of, like, what's the top albums you want to see?
I don't really know. I mean, I like to go and I know there's a record store locally that every Saturday morning they put out their new records, and I'm going to be the first one there tomorrow. First one there.
Okay.
I don't give a shit if we can solve the case tomorrow. I'll be solving the case of the spinning record tomorrow.
You don't have one in mind, though, where you're like, I'd really like this. I hope this is.
Tom Hanks doesn't say Private Ryan. I'm going to keep that one to myself.
Okay.
Yeah. It stays right here. Yeah. Because I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Business.
Well,
you want to
here's the thing, though, about these people. They'll find it for you.
And you don't want that.
I don't mind that. People want to send them here. Send them here. I don't care.
No, but you don't want somebody else to find your
You want to
record
find it
to
on your
give
own.
to you.
Yes, yeah, that'd be like a
that's
God ticket
all.
moment. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah. Hello.
Hi, guys. What is more sad? The passing of Jon Stewart, or when Kevin from Bristol calls in and you know it's him and he still kind of tries a little bit?
Yeah, that's sadder. That's sadder than my parents dying. It's sadder than anything. It's sadder than children dying.
I don't agree.
It's sad.
All aboard!
All aboard.
I like that he stays in care. He sticks to it.
He tries.
You know,
He does try. He does try.
I like when he calls in and just railed me.
We
that one
called.
time.
That's right.
Yeah, he was screaming that time, and me too. Yeah, you. It's very weird. Hello. He's a dark guy. Hello.
Yes, I have 2 questions for Dave Cullinane and
Okay.
1 question for Blind Mike.
Sure.
Okay.
Ask Dave your questions.
Dave, do you like pornography?
Love it.
Oh.
Love pornography.
Have you ever seen Albanian anal?
Well,
never, but I'm gonna search
I
it
did.
today.
I didn't Sacco call her. If I'm going to be totally fair.
Do you know who this is calling?
Huh?
Do you know who this is calling?
I don't. Who is it?
Mike.
Go ahead, sir.
No, who is it? Okay, ask Mike the question.
Does Alba do anal?
She does not.
Who is it?
It's an impression of a guy who's been calling recently.
Oh, it's a guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, but I thought you knew the actual person.
Oh no, I didn't know. If we...
No, that guy's parody callers now.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I was hoping it would spawn off into other.
It feels like it should. Yeah. Did that guy didn't have anything to say about John and his wife?
No.
Okay.
He's sad.
Okay. Hello.
Kirk, it's your black ombudsman calling
Oh.
to tribute to.
Oh, good. You're our best caller.
Oh, like, what do you want me to say? Damn? Like, what am I supposed to say?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's more like it. I mean, not Mike, excuse me, John Stewart. I loved his calls because he would call in with a list of things that he just wanted to talk about.
Damn right.
And he would say them to you, and you would be interested and start commenting back. And then he would just move on to the next.
You're right. I wanted to
dialogue.
engage him. Like, I wanted to be friends with him and engage him in like conversation about films and books. And he just just wanted to know if I knew who directed that episode of All in the Family. That's all. He just wanted to know that.
Whatever Minifan wanted from you. And
I don't think
he had no interest in it.
Like, I don't think if you.
No interest.
Yeah, like, I don't think any of it was like trying to get you. Like, if you didn't know something.
I just wanted to know. Like,
yeah.
Did you watch? I can't do an impression, but did you watch that movie? Or it's true. You're right. Black Ombudsman.
And that's why I think he had it's odd because he had the best chemistry with you because he had no chemistry with you at all.
True.
And that's why his in studio was legendary, and it was just really when he was talking about his son and everything, and I saw some pictures posted of him and his son. He just seemed like a great guy, a one of a kind guy, and a true definition of a Minifan, Mount Rushmore Minifan.
No question. Thank you, Black Ombudsman. As many people are saying to other people today. Thank you, Black Ombudsman.
Yes.
But no, great. I mean, the greatest. I mean, we're good with calls, Dave, I think. Yeah, I mean, we're just, obviously awful and all that, of course, but just a great member of the show. And, no other show would have this guy be such a huge part of it, but yet it's because of people like him that the show is the way it is. So we're really grateful we had the couple of years for him to be part of it, and an incredible life. Like I said, I read this probably a half a dozen times, and he packed so much in. So, it'll always be, I think he'll always be part of the show one way or another. I'm sure we'll have all aboard. I think people will tweet they want it to be the end of the show now, which makes sense for me, Dave.
Definitely. Yep,
yeah, so we'll do that, and he'll always be brought up, and there'll be calls, parody, and all that stuff. But we're not going to forget him, that's for sure.
Wolfgang Van Halen is definitely going to be a guest on the show.
I think
he has to be now. Yeah,
I think he has to be. Yeah.
Send him this sob story.
We can never have the other Jon Stewart on. That's not going to happen. I don't want to have him on. Don't want to do it.
That's the other interesting thing about John, though, is like the shit you guys were saying this morning about like his political activism. He would never volunteer that information.
Nope.
Really, you know what I mean? Like,
nope.
He didn't give a shit if you knew what he had done.
Right. We probably, if he'd been on the second, third time, we got that out of him, right? Because I was asked.
Yeah, you can pull it out of him.
But
I'm saying he's not like, hey, you know what I've done?
Like his son. Like, he loved his son. In like the last caller that I saw as well on social media, trips he'd taken with him and stuff like that. But, if I didn't ask, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered.
Right.
It was none of our business, but.
Seems like Steve Bannon could have been a little hint that we could have picked up on.
True. That is true. Well, yeah, but I mean, he was conservative.
Yeah.
But,
that doesn't mean he's out holding signs for politicians.
Yeah, true. That's a different level. Yep.
No, Dave thinks that. Everybody listens to Steve Bannon as holding signs for school committee.
Dave looks at his numbers. He's like, this guy must have a lot of sign holders, this guy.
Like, I was upset and sort of emotional. Dave was just not even
talking about.
Didn't even care.
What, yesterday's
it's
coffee?
another
Just in
example.
general.
It's the Castellani thing. It's like he doesn't have sympathy for his fellow men.
I just saw Castellani tweeted Dave he's a month sober.
Oh, good for him.
Oh, forget it.
So
Oh, my
listen-
God. That's just insulting.
It's a big step. Proud of
What
him.
is?
I'm proud of
There's no
him.
practicing how to be a human.
You told me yesterday you're rooting against him.
No, that is not true.
I was ready to put your head through that friggin' table yesterday about the middle of that conversation we had.
Please.
Jesus.
Is that right?
Oh, it wasn't his fault.
No,
It's just,
all
we did what we had to do yesterday, case-wise, but I don't know how you term it or not, but what would you say?
Lackluster, annoying.
Yeah.
Real tease for the next episode.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, it's part of it. A lot of it's, Anyway, but before we say goodbye to John, sort of wrap up with some stuff here. People with Justin, when was the last time? When did you leave the show? Was it like April or something?
No, it was August.
August.
August 9th or
August
6th.
9th. Okay. Yep. You wanted a job. We offered you a job, and then you decided to quit, which is reasonable. And any normal person does.
Yep. Not the first time I've done that before.
With us or in general?
No, just in general.
Okay. How's the gaming going? Big?
Oh, it's great.
Is it? What are you doing? I mean, without, if you want to give anything.
Oh no,
specifics
I'm
here.
now the GM at the restaurant. I worked at Worcester. So
Mr. Manager.
What, I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
At the golf course?
Yeah.
You're the general manager of this restaurant.
Yep. At Grill on the Hill.
You're the GM of Grill on the Hill.
Yep.
Theo Epstein.
Wow.
So if we're pissed off at something that happened there, it moves up the ladder and gets to you.
Why would you?
Why would you be pissed off?
Oh, no, we're not. But I mean, like,
what did I do?
Oh,
I'm pretty pissed off about it. Yeah.
What if we want to give a compliment?
I'm pissed off about Grill on the Hill. Who do I talk to?
Hey, this guy.
Me.
How about right now? Who do I call?
Go ahead.
You're not here. You're not there.
Well, it's closed right now. We're closed in the winter.
Yeah.
Besides
So you
functions.
just take the winter off?
No, we have like functions and stuff.
You're the general manager of that event?
Yep.
Like a wedding or something? Or
Yep.
what?
Weddings, bachelor parties, baby showers.
Okay, so if
A
we're
lot of
looking to
fun
do
stuff.
Tributes.
if we're looking to do something at Grill on the Hill, we contact you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And which is in Worcester, right?
That's in Worcester, baby.
I believe it is.
See, it all ties together. See, it all ties
Interesting.
together. Huh. And John Stewart was a Grill on the Hill guy.
He was, yeah.
We have to do something, Dave. If that's okay, you have to show.
I know the GM.
Of course.
You do?
Yeah.
How would that, what's that going to cost us? An arm and a
It'd
leg?
be great
or
if
what?
Justin takes him to the cleaners.
$29,000.
We don't need to do that. Here.
He says it with a smile on it. You know what, Kirk? I think it's going to be about $29K.
I mean, the people are coming in from 600 miles away, so were they aware of this before they hired you as general manager that you completely botched the Sacco situation?
Oh, no.
Did you leave that out of your resume?
Oh, no.
Okay. That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So what's a day in the life of a general manager of Grill on the Hill like?
Just planning events, making them, cleaning it up.
Cleaning it up.
Yep.
Planning events and cleaning up the events you're planning?
No, just like cleaning up the basement.
Well, how many events are there? Like, is it active off-season?
Right now, it's like probably like
Pretty
3 or
quiet.
4 a week.
Oh, so it's pretty active.
So it's like it's decent, but like we ramp up in like April.
What do you once you got in there, like I don't know, like a Red Auerbach or a Billy Bean? When you jump in as GM, what kind of big changes are you making to Grill on the Hill?
Just simplifying the menu.
What do you mean, like just
It
like
was-
rice or something?
No, there's just too much stuff on it.
Too busy. Too busy.
Yeah.
I don't just. I
No,
don't.
it's
I
just
don't-
simplifying,
I don't
like-
have a problem with that. Go ahead,
Yeah,
give me
so,
an
like-
example. Yeah.
Was
Like,
it buffalo
I want-
chicken mac and cheese?
What was that, Sean?
Was it buffalo chicken mac and cheese?
Is that too busy? Why don't you put the what? Do we know what his favorite meal was?
Was it buffalo chicken mac and cheese?
No, Dave. I'm
I
asking
don't
for sound.
Oh,
idiots. All right. We should do something there.
Yeah.
We should do something.
Definitely.
There. Small, like an intimate Minifan fundraiser for his charity. Would you be open to that, Justin?
Of course, it can only fit like 100 people.
Perfect. Why don't we do that in the next month?
Sure.
No.
Yep.
Can we coordinate and get a time or no? You have a look in your face of a man who's get too many things going.
No. There are a couple weekends in February that I'm gone.
I'm sorry?
There are a couple weekends in February that I'm gone.
Oh, so you couldn't do a Jon Stewart event for the place you're general manager at in February?
Well, it's just that a lot of the people are gone, so we aren't booking anything for February.
February is closed itself.
He's the GM. He's saying
For some-
He said a couple. He said a couple of weekends. I'm trying to figure out what that is. You said a couple there.
Can you just give us specific dates, please?
Yes.
Fuck you.
Who runs this place? Who's your boss?
Anthony?
Okay. I mean, do we have to go through Anthony?
This doesn't need Anthony. We got Justin. Justin's
Just
fine.
like Justin first said, is a couple in. Well, I mean, he says a couple. Do you think two?
No, he said he's gone for
He's got
Well,
2 weekends.
I mean,
on.
Is the place closed in February?
No.
Do you have
But there are
weekends?
other events and stuff in February, so I'm not sure. I can't just kick
Well,
out.
how about a weekday night?
Baby shower. Yeah, a weekday night, sure. I can't kick out a baby shower and be like,
What,
sorry.
what
this
if
is
I
hard.
want to kick out the baby shower?
I can't.
What if we wait till he gets his calendar and then we ask him this?
Kick out a baby shower?
If there's one thing you know about Justin, he takes baby showers very serious.
I don't understand. All right, so we'll figure out a date, but you're open to that.
Of course.
All right, so we'll do that. That makes sense, right, guys? No, Mike.
Sure. I don't see why
So we'll
not.
do a show just for these charities.
Yes.
And then we'll figure out, I don't know, how much does it cost usually for the place?
Uh,
Just for a charity, of course, but yeah.
I mean,
We'll
we'll
haggle
figure
off
that out.
Okay. Yeah, you're always
Just have
good
to
at
pay
that.
for food.
Yeah. It's simple menu though.
Yeah.
Like what?
Now it is.
So the example of simplifying the menu is what?
Was it buffalo chicken mac and cheese?
Dave is very happy. with
Like that drop.
that.
I don't remember what that was about.
Probably about buffalo chicken mac.
I'm
and
going to
cheese.
guess Taffer's Tavern would be my guess. It was probably right
Oh,
around that
was it
time.
around them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was before that.
No,
I don't know.
He was
I don't know what it was
asking
about.
me.
We have something with
We
Justin.
went out to eat or something.
What's
and
that,
I
Dave?
got
I
mac
think
and
it was
cheese.
something with Justin.
Okay, get to work on that, Justin. So simplify. I'm interested in this menu.
Yeah.
So when you first got when you got who's the former general manager you got rid of? Who was that?
Well, there was none last year.
You
There was
ousted.
no GM.
Correct.
So how
You
would you make
created the position.
You made the case to Anthony that you need a GM here.
No, he made the case to me.
He made the pitch to you.
Yeah.
He said, "Put the snow cones down."
He's the snow cone guy.
Oh, that's the idiot I met at the Wilbur?
Yeah,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep,
this
the man
scam
who-
artist?
the subtle-
Why do you say
Oh,
that?
Subtly
jeez.
playing
You know what I'm
Bruce
talking
and-
about, Dave?
Yeah, he was a great guy.
The pizza guy? That guy?
Sweaty, but great guy.
Oh,
Subtly
you have to
playing
deal with
Bruce
this.
and giving you
You want a pizza? You want, as a pizza clerk, you like the pizza? You like the pizza? The pizza good? Yeah, the fucking pizza's great.
He's
Anthony.
gonna
It's
love it.
unbelievable.
I thought the pizza was from Town Spa, no?
So you're telling me
was.
you're telling me this? You and Anthony are not going to make something happen for us in February?
Yeah, of course we'll make
For
something
Jon
happen.
Stewart, John, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, fuck you.
Was it buffalo chicken mac and
Oh
cheese?
no, not Dave. You have another drop.
Let's fine tune it.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's fine tune this
Just
plan.
fuck you to that.
Your producer.
Oh, fuck you.
I was turning the phone line off.
Again. So Anthony says to you, I mean, this is a big moment. Anthony says to you, I want you to be the general manager of this place.
Correct.
That's a long commute, isn't it?
It's about like 45 minutes.
Just go 495 or whatever.
Yeah. 495 to Route 9.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. So you say, Anthony, this menu, like this fucking menu is too busy for me.
You agreed?
What was going on with this menu?
It's just like too much stuff that like no one
Like what?
wants.
What are we talking about?
Like just lobster rolls that are just overpriced. No one gets it.
They're
It goes
expensive
bad.
now. Lobster rolls are expensive.
Just so much
So
shit.
you're a man of the people, essentially.
What's the Grill on the Hill menu right now? What am I getting?
Was it buffalo chicken mac and cheese?
Fuck up.
I have some in my car.
I'm done.
You have some menus in your car. Well, you must know it. You're the general manager of the restaurant. You should know it by heart.
I don't know it by heart because the
Oh,
restaurant is
that-
closed.
That's
The restaurant has
bad.
been closed.
Dave, that's bad.
What's the egg shortage situation going on? What's your take on that?
It's crazy. I was going to bring eggs for Mike today. I
Well,
forgot.
yeah,
It's
let's
fucked.
not address that.
They're very
Doesn't
expensive.
the restaurant need them? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, this guy doesn't even know his menu.
Burger? I bet there's burgers.
Well,
Yep.
you
there are
can't-
What
burgers.
are some things on it? You don't
What are the
have to
French
recite
fries?
them.
What are French fries like there?
French fries are good.
I know, but what do they look like?
They're the they're not steak fries. They're just like the normal French fries, but we toss them in salt and pepper. It's really good.
I like that.
And then also like
Coke
they're
or
like-
Pepsi fountain?
So it's Coke.
That's fine. Good. That's fine. No, Coke's better on the fountain. Pepsi's better on the can.
Agree with
Really?
that. Agree with that.
Yes, yes, it's fact. Huh?
I just like Mountain Dew.
Okay, they have that for you there.
Well, maybe on the
I
side.
think you've lost some weight, no?
I've lost some weight, but I'm trying not to drink my calories in the
You
new
look
year.
good. You look good. All right. Well, so good. So we'll figure that out.
Definitely.
I was selling a bunch of Minifans saw me.
Yeah, well, we saw some Twitter reaction.
Yeah, on the selling candy canes in Foxborough.
Candy canes.
Yeah, at the lights in Foxborough.
Like the little ones or the big ones?
No, they were like these glow up candy cane sticks for $5.
This is you and Anthony?
Yeah.
Are you sexually active?
Quite the business operation.
So you guys are just partners for life here? What's
Yeah,
going on?
He's the man.
Mentor.
What's that?
It's a mentor situation.
I guess I could never be that mentor.
It's called grooming, Dave.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So Anthony is what is his position at the Grill on the Hill?
He's the owner.
Oh, he owns it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He also runs the Orpheum.
He does?
Yeah.
Wow.
He does?
Maybe we should have it in there. The
We
event
knew
for
that.
Jon Stewart.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You think I was trying to talk to this guy?
We knew that.
Yeah.
Kirk's like, oh yeah, Anthony's the one who
I
runs
didn't
the
even know
Orpheum.
I just thought he was like homeless that day or something.
Oh, I thought we
he was
talked about the venue when
I
we
thought he was
wanted-
like obviously challenged. He got pizza for us. I'm dead serious. I was
We
like, oh, he
talked
seems
about
like a
it.
nice guy. I don't know.
We talked about it when we were trying to rebook the Wilbur.
Oh, he runs. He's an owner. He runs it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I fucking owns Grill on the Hill. Is he franchising this out or no?
I don't know.
Okay. Are they making money there or no?
I don't know.
What profit I'm saying? How are they doing?
I hope so.
Bring in their books next time you come in
I'm
here.
curious. I like the business aspect of it. Jeez, fine. All right, so we'll figure that out, Dave.
Yeah.
Coordinate. I mean, I know we have a million things going on. We got the case, and but we should do something for John. I think that's very nice.
Definitely.
So we'll do a fundraiser one night only in February. What day are you thinking, Dave?
I think like a Saturday night. Do you think?
No, because little fucking little Camden's gonna be born soon. So the gun's gonna go off as a pink or blue.
They booked the room.
Yeah. Fuck them. Jon Stewart's dad. We're trying to raise money to get little kids hearing aids, and Justin's worried about some friggin', some girl in Auburn who got knocked up as having some fucking. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know these.
Jesus Christ!
You didn't get their background?
You don't do a full check on them to make sure they're actually pregnant. What kind of general manager are you?
Yeah, I
runs this place.
OBGYN.
Pizza or no pizza at this place?
No pizza, but we're getting a pizza oven.
Oh, so it's getting busier now. Now, first it's simple. Now you're throwing pizza in the mix.
It's a big investment.
That's insane. Which is it?
I'm
out.
Pizza's simple.
Yeah, but now it's a. I don't like places that have like burgers and pizza.
I agree.
Am I wrong, Mike? Like a pizza place.
No, I like a pizza place that has like wings and stuff like that.
No, this place would have like bar pizza.
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh, okay.
That's an expensive endeavor.
Then I'm on board for burgers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably to the oven itself, and it's
Yeah,
probably
no?
worth it for them.
Is it, you think?
I hope so.
Huh. So people play their 18 holes and have a couple of suds and have a hamburger.
That's right.
And you walk around like everything good? You having a good time?
The restaurant has not been open since I started.
Are you going to do that, though? These general
course.
managers, nothing
Of
less
course.
annoying when the general manager asks if you're enjoying your meal while you're just trying to eat.
I'll be like bartending during the week.
So you're a general manager and bartender.
Well, yeah, gotta cut costs.
I like Justin in his like white shirt coming over. Anything you need, KM?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't.
Imagine Justin hiring his staff.
No, I can't imagine any of it. That's a reality.
J-Rock.
Would you be willing to bring back? You don't have to do anything for the Kirk Minahan Show YouTube, where we kind of do a series of you running this restaurant. Wouldn't you watch that, Mike?
Like
Absolutely.
a bar rescue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Wouldn't you watch that?
Yes, I certainly would.
Yes. Dave, what do you think?
Oh yeah, we'd get a whole crew for that one.
That we could do. We get the people from Barstool to do that.
3 cameramen. Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Nick would be all over that, I think.
I think so. Yeah. All right. So you guys will coordinate some dates and get back to you. Is that okay, Justin?
Of course.
All right.
So just to get this
We
clear,
can do it. We can do it during the week. We don't care. If that's okay with you.
just to lay everything out. Justin has risen to GM of an event hall.
Yes.
He's used his position here to run an event hall that you will now be doing an event at.
Well, as he said when he was leaving the show, he wanted to be in the business still. So he's going to be in the business again.
I'm just making sure I have everything straight.
Yes, we're going to pay Justin owes me $30,000. I'm going to pay him to do a show at this fucking place because I'm crazy. Because Jon Stewart for John. John loved Justin, I think. Right?
Yeah.
You guys really got
I
along.
think he did, yeah.
So you'd be happy to do that.
Of course.
Okay, well, look, I mean, you're a powerful guy. I don't want to piss you off.
Just not on Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. Any other day.
Because God forbid, a bunch of yentas have to go around and yap and open a bunch of gifts and stuff cake in their face. Right?
Yep.
The cake is not made there.
People bring in their own cake.
Yeah, I understand. But you get desserts are available?
Oh, we have desserts.
What do we
got
have?
Food. Oh, I mean.
You have food, too. Okay, that's good for a restaurant.
Drink.
Dessert, food.
Yeah.
The Thrill on the Hill. What was it called?
Grill.
Grill on the Hill makes more sense. Let me look this place up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with that? Grill on the Hill. It probably doesn't even exist, Mike. It's a video game. Just by himself.
It's a kids' TV show.
Yeah. Coming soon, Justin.
What does that mean?
That's what it says here.
We'll rebrand.
Maybe update that website.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's on the search it said. It's located in Green Hill Park. I was curious. I got the food menu right here, Mike. Dave, you ready?
Yep.
Well, that's a pretty small menu, Justin.
He's downsized.
He simplified it.
7 days a week, 11:30 to 9. Is that right?
From April to November.
I'm seeing one entree only, 2 entrees only, Justin.
It's very simple.
What?
I don't know this, man. I don't know this website.
GrillOnTheHillWorcester.com? You don't know the website? You're the general manager of this place.
It's a long URL, Justin.
Do you see this site I'm talking about, Dave? Food menu, chicken, broccoli, Alfredo.
That's it.
House salads, steak tips. That's it. That's it. That's very simple.
Is that the only option?
The man has simplified the menu. I will say that. There are 3 items. One's a salad.
Well, son, you've made it very easy for me. I'll have one of everything.
Wait, is there? So there's 2.
You know what? Honestly, I still think it's too busy. Let's remove one of these things.
Just a cutthroat businessman. He's like, you don't give him the option. You tell him what they want.
You know what you're going to get? This restaurant, you get nothing. And you're going to pay for it, too. Because for years, Justin Trudell has made me pay for nothing. He's going to continue to do it. You looking at the same site I am, Dave?
I'm looking at a different site. I'm seeing more options.
Okay, I'm at GrillOnTheHillWorcester.com.
Is it the one with the sweet logo with the ball on the bottom?
No, I don't have that.
Oh. This is 1929 Skyline.
Open table Grill on the Hill, Worcester. Breathtaking views, Justin? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
If your breath has been taken away by these views? Okay.
Just thinking of it.
Let me see here. Popular dishes.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Paris Reuben sandwich?
All right.
Maybe on mobile you're not
Grill on
seeing
the Hill,
other
Worcester.
tabs. You're not seeing the other tabs.
You're talking about this right here?
Yeah, I got more items. You can click handhelds and you can get like subs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the image of a hostess handing you a laminated blank sheet and saying, we're more of
Sir?
an abstract restaurant.
Steak and cheese.
Well, should I I'm going to use we're going to book the Skyline room, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay. Book the Skyline room right here. Do it.
That's sort of the VIP room.
It's just the event room.
We could submit it. Will you be getting a submission? When we submit this? Is this you or is it somebody else handling it? Who would this be?
It would be going to. I would see it.
Who else is getting it?
It comes across his desk.
Just someone else.
It says here, birthday parties, baby wedding showers, corporate events, small weddings, bar mitzvah. It does not say anything about celebrations of life.
Can you add that?
Can we do that still, or is that not? I know it's
Yeah,
online.
celebrations of life are allowed.
Okay. This. Do you know this chef right here putting together this?
I can't see that.
Okay. This looks very fancy, Dave. We don't want that.
Well, I kind of think
burgers,
chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah, burgers. That kind. What's that, Dave?
I'm thinking those pictures are stock photos.
I think so.
That's just a guess.
Reviews.
How dare you?
These are good reviews.
I hope so.
Nice
Well,
atmosphere.
for now, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very noisy inside, Philip says, but that's okay. They're all good 4 or 5 star reviews.
Went for a baby shower. Very nice venue. The food was great.
Overcooked steak tips, oversalted. Just letting you know, that's what David said. But that way we have a different general manager.
It's good to know. It's good to hear, constructive criticism.
Are you going to keep the steak tips on the menu?
Oh yeah,
That's a
steak tips are
must.
stay.
That's a must.
Good.
Who's the chef?
Couple of them.
Are they your hires or
No,
you inherited them?
Yeah.
See, that's
You
how
kept the same
See,
staff.
that's the problem with the coach. You gotta clean out the staff.
Yeah, it's performance review season. You should probably talk to them.
I would get rid of them all and start over. Hire your own chef that you
Start fresh.
believe in. You know what I mean?
The guys that have a vision for a smaller menu,
Yeah.
You're fixating on this.
Yeah. Well, the menu says chicken Alfredo and steak tips. I was like the idea of walking in and be like, I was like, oh, let's get something to eat. Good round. Oh, okay.
I like we go in there and Justin hands you a very tiny menu. And I'm just messing with you. We like to have fun here. Grill on the Hill.
Grill on the Hill.
Yeah.
We're going to be there in February, Dave.
Oh, whoa. Sorry.
You all right? What are you doing?
I might have just got, the thing I texted you about yesterday? I might have got it.
Oh, really?
Good answer. Yeah. Okay.
Tell
So, yeah,
us.
we'll be there in
Go
February.
ahead, read it out loud.
I don't know the thing you texted me about.
Something we want or would like to have. You said long shot, but go for it.
From the person we talked to yesterday?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll believe when I see it. No?
True.
Yeah. Anyway. BetterHelp, right?
Yes.
Well, BetterHelp.com. Let's get moving there right now. Listen to Justin for the last 20 minutes. Everybody needs a good therapist. I need it. Justin needs it. I mean, honestly, I've said this before. In this room, in this entire studio, some people would say Dave Cullinane is the most normal person in the studio.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I think so.
I would say the opposite myself, actually.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
But I get why people think that.
Yeah, to the naked eye.
Yes. And this community is, BetterHelp is for the Minifans, for sure. You go to BetterHelp.com/Kirk10 today. Give therapy a try. It's a great option. Convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. You work with a therapist to get you closer to the best version of you, live a more empowered life. Therapy is definitely a tool that you need to get there. Visit BetterHelp.com/Kirk10, BetterHelp.com/Kirk10 to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com, BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and we thank them for that as always. And Milton's, of course, and all our other great sponsors. I'm sure you'll be hearing in the coming days. Certainly GrillOnTheHill.com. Blind My Project. Maybe the two can combine.
Yes.
I don't know.
John did tell me, he said, what I want when I pass is that everyone subscribe to the Blind Mike Project.
Oh, you did say that.
He did say that.
When did he say that?
He said it a lot.
He
Privately
did?
to me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He said, when I go, I hope that's when you hit 1,000 patrons.
Are you
I said,
going
John,
to?
that's very kind.
What about Mike's stand-up? That was impressive how he did the walk around and everything, just like he was a real comic.
He gets it. He gets it.
He does, just like he was a real comic. Let me hear some more, John, before we say goodbye for the weekend. Till Sunday.
Super sexy.
Yeah.
You got that, Dave? Have you ever heard Mike laugh, Dave?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Definitely.
I played that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we just have longer clips. But
Let me hear a longer one. Man lived a full life.
did I play the? I played the Steve call that I was going to play, right?
Well, I lied about having longer clips.
No.
So Bannon competes against you with a podcast.
Bannon has a podcast.
Yeah, called War Room.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. Do you listen to it?
Yeah, I do. And because it's funny. and you can't be on.
Oh, he does.
You can't be on 6 days a week.
Oh, he's actually tries to be funny on it.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Or, he has a sense of humor about the topics he's talking about.
Yeah.
CNN cut up his podcast into an hour documentary the other night. Like it was all serious,
Yeah.
And people have just lost their humor.
Of course, it's over. It's done.
Any
It's cuts, Dave, that are
What
else?
I got more Eckhouse, I guess.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to get in the way.
Off Broadway in a play called Ballad of Soapy Smith.
I don't know that one.
Cherry Brown.
I know her.
John C. McGinley.
Oh.
John Spencer.
Ooh.
Kevin Tighe.
You know who that is?
From Emergency.
Was he just a random Eckhouse guy, or did he? He didn't watch 90210.
No, because I like it.
Yeah.
So
But
for
they
once,
just-
he was actually thinking of me. Yeah.
They thought of you, looked up the history. went
Yes,
into
that's what Mike does, or Justin does when he's here. That's what they all
Certainly,
do.
yes.
Yep.
Do you miss being part of the universe though, Justin? Do you miss?
I love
being
the
in there?
Minifans.
Yeah.
Minifans
But you
are
don't miss
great.
being part of the show.
There are parts I miss.
Too stressful.
I wouldn't say too stressful. Just I need to go a different path.
Yes, you left this world for the world of small menus.
That's right.
I could take
And
that.
he's done it.
The man has pulled it off.
He has done it with
Anybody can do a
with
big
gusto.
menu. Anybody can put items on the menu. Do you fear the fact there's no food available at this restaurant may lead it to close at some point?
I think that's the attract. It's almost like a food museum.
And by the way, Mike, when you read this incorrectly, or Dave did. It said steak tips. It's steak tip. The menu is so small they just give out one tip. That's all they do.
Here's a fry.
Oh, you're expecting a full salad? Oh, jeez. Sorry about that.
We're all trying to cut calories here at Grill on the Hill, and you people are no different.
What's the Justin general manager outfit going to be?
Something like this.
How do you think that presents, Dave? As a client,
He looks comfortable, so I'm glad.
no, I'm
walking
fine.
around
I'm
with
curious if he's walking around the restaurant like that.
If I were him, I'd go for
Do you have the
Describe it to the audio listener, the folks at home.
a T-shirt.
Do you have like the apron on, like you're actually in the kitchen and all, or no?
No.
No? Do you get behind the scenes in the kitchen like
Of
aggressive
course.
like that? Like, hey,
No, I'm not aggressive. I'm
what's your
chill.
management style?
Oh, I'm very chill.
Are you being paid now as a general manager?
I'm being paid.
Okay, but are you the general manager now, or when the season starts?
Now.
Okay, so you're taking calls every day about this stuff and going in every day?
No, not every day.
Okay, but you take calls and doing stuff every day?
Well, if someone needs something, yes.
Okay, sounds like you're being aggressive. I like that. I like that. I like the attitude. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
Do you meet with the people who want to book the venue?
Yeah, you mean
Or
like
is
us
it-
now?
Or is it just
All right,
kind of?
let's do it. We're here.
You want a tour of the? I'll give Dave a tour.
I think
Skyline room?
You should have a meeting with him as if you've never met him before.
Yeah, I'll do
Mr.
that.
Cullinane, how can we help you?
So you don't have like a 3D tour on the website by any chance, do you? Okay.
Small. Everything's small.
As I'm far
1D.
away.
They do 1D. They keep it simple. It's just one part of the room. It's the corner of the room.
Management style, yes. It just drives him mad. Everything's too big. He sees an SUV, freaks out.
Can I get a second glass of water? Why? Why would you want two?
No, you can have a shot of water. We actually serve thimbles here, if that's okay with you.
The table's only for one, which is fine for me, but it seems like it's
we do small parties.
literally just the woman having the baby.
So it's 100 people, he said. 100 people.
Can you get 100 people for this? Because we all kidding aside, we do need to know how many people we can get for this Jon Stewart thing. Because as you know, if we have 100 people, they'll show up.
Well, the limit is normally it's a little less than that, but I think we can.
Well, no, whatever's okay. So 100's okay.
Yes.
Uh-oh. You hear that, Dave? Corporate speak.
Just tell them what the number is.
Yeah, if it's 96, it's 96. I mean, we're just trying. We don't want to get you in trouble.
I can pack people in there.
Well, yeah, but we don't want to. We don't want to do it.
Hey, this thing will be a fire hazard if you want it.
We don't need this. General manager flies by the seat of his pants. I like this. I mean, there's no food. You can have as many people in there as you want. You don't have to worry about any plates or
laws be
tables or
damned.
anything.
Can we treat this like Magnolia, where the attendees purchase their own food from?
Why don't we let you know what's best, Dave? Honestly, in situations like this, like events, why don't we have Justin handle the purchase of the food? Because he's done that so well for us in the past.
Your thoughts?
Why don't we let him handle
And then,
that?
like, I can leave 5 days when everything's
Yeah,
fine.
you
and
can
then
bill
Dave,
us for it. After,
No,
yeah.
and then Dave can.
Yeah.
Take it.
Is there a catering company, say 600 miles away from Worcester, that can maybe drive the food in for us?
Maybe.
Okay, good. Why don't you guys coordinate it, Dave? No, I think we can.
Like a Thursday night or something.
Yeah, that's fine as long as it's okay with GOTH. You know, I mean, imagine you want to keep the title smaller too. If the Grill on the Hill, ironically, is a long name for a small food company.
I guess.
Don't you think? I mean, I don't know. Huh. You
GOTH.
guys have breakfast or no?
Nope.
No breakfast.
Nope.
Okay, so
There's a breakfast burger on the menu.
Is that for breakfast?
No, it's a burger day.
Breakfast burger isn't.
There's such a,
Like a
thing as
hangover
breakfast
burger.
burger.
Yeah, that's like
okay.
yeah.
You have an egg on
I
a
figured
burger.
it was a
It's the
burger
egg,
that they're.
yeah. There you go, Mike. You an egg.
That's right.
Just swing by there. You got eggs galore over there.
You still have them? That's holds true today.
Fried egg on a toasted bun.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Half a bun, but yeah. There you go. Quarter of an egg.
Eggs while they have them.
They had breakfast for a while. It's one Cheerio at a time. They just drop it in your bowl. Drop of milk. Go Grill on the Hill. So good. We'll be there in February. Justin is going to be running the show. Once again, I'm letting Justin Trudell run a live Minifan event.
That's very exciting.
Well, why not, right? It's like the old days. As long as Justin's okay with it.
Yeah. John would have wanted.
John would definitely love that, for sure. John would, well, obviously John would have been there if it was something else in Worcester. So it'll be a John Stewart night. That is for sure. BlindMike.net. Definitely go there. Of course, I know the Why You're Laughing I saw, which I subscribe to. Of course, I'm a Patreon member as well.
Thank you.
Just came up yesterday. Sinbad, right?
Sinbad.
Hour
And Larry
20?
David is the Patreon episode.
Okay, good.
It's a
good,
long
good.
one.
Well, Larry
Hour-
David
hour
was
40, I think. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Oh, good. Excellent. People like that. Dave, anything on your end?
Nope. We're back live on YouTube Sunday night. You said right.
Sunday night with Mike, and then I'll be
Look
taping
out for you with Tom Shattuck.
I'll be taping the Burn Barrel before that. Sunday night after doing the case with the fucking Burn Barrel, which is going to suck. I don't want to.
Well, with that attitude, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be the. What do they want to talk to me about? Politics? I don't have a fucking thought anymore.
Life, man. What are your thoughts?
Dance for these people. Why? What? Do you have any idea, Dave?
No.
Oh boy, thanks.
No.
Always have my back, Mike. Jesus.
How do you do it? That's question number
It's a
one.
great question.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask you about John because John was a Burn Barrel subscriber as well.
Okay.
There
And
you go.
everybody listening to that will have already listened to me on my show do it.
What do you think about him? Like him pro or con?
Like what am I supposed to say?
I know.
And he's going to yap about his feelings, and what's her face going to yap about her. Who cares? Who cares what these people think about anything? Nobody, obviously, making no money off it.
Yeah, I don't want to give him my ideas. I have plenty of ideas, but I don't want to give him any right now.
Like what?
Like he could talk to you about the Rogan Portnoy thing if you wanted.
Okay, so you're giving him ideas.
Well,
Why?
He already said that. Huh?
Everyone I've seen on Twitter says that it was dreadful.
It was a good conversation, but it wasn't.
Boring was the word I
Yeah.
heard used.
I've heard more criticism of Rogan than Dave for that.
I would imagine so. Dave's not running the show.
Right. I just don't think, I don't know. Who knows? I will listen to it, though. I will listen to it this weekend.
Well, because I think people would want Dave to talk about like the history of Barstool with Rogan or something, but I don't think Joe would have any interest.
I don't want to hear that. I know it.
He
So
he did a little bit. He had no idea that it started as a newspaper.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but whatever. Anyway.
Rogan claimed like he was, I forget what it was, like security for a Whitey Bulger guy or something like that. I don't know. He had connections to that
Whatever.
somehow.
Who cares? Anyway, so we'll end where we started. Just, great Minifan, great guy. Going to be a part of the show going forward until the show is done. That is for sure. We lost the best Minifan, top 2 or 3 Minifan. When we lost John Stewart. And, we think of his family. And as we said to them, we talked to them, anything they need on their end, certainly reach out to us. If you're a Minifan out there and you want to donate, we have the charities, right, Dave? We'll tweet those out.
Yes, we will.
Hearing Aid Fund, and then the St. John's one, and then the Grill on the Hill Foundation. I think that's what this is. Well.
I don't know if that's what's
believe, right?
Is that right?
They hired a general manager out of charity. I mean,
Nonprofit.
I can't believe that guy is really your boss.
Anthony, yeah. Nice guy.
He seemed like a very nice guy, but I legitimately thought he was like a challenge friend of yours who who loves snow cones. Which, by the way, is about right?
It's not too far off.
I mean, I met him. He's like, I like snow cones. I'm like, oh, great. He's like, who do you think to win, Roman Reigns or Logan? I don't even know. I'm like, okay, good.
So you thought his boss would be more of like a Wall Street type of guy, like a Don Draper.
Well, this guy runs the Orpheum and is in charge of Grill on the Hill, Mike.
I understand it's a big deal.
I presume they grill food on the hill there, no?
That's right.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
and the look is the golf. What am I looking at? When I see the sky view and we're doing the show, what am I going to be seeing?
You're going to see the first hole. And you're
Nice.
Gonna see, the front 9.
The front 9. Do you have like a mountain? Like what's the woods? What am I seeing? In the
Yeah,
distance?
there's a pond there.
Oh,
you might have reckoned a couple of years ago. A cop drowned there.
Great. That should definitely be part of your tour, Justin. When you give
And you'll see over here on the right, death to pigs, we call it.
No,
this is part of the skit. So what do you do with this baby? You looking forward to this?
That was a big story a couple of years ago.
Well, don't mention your tour, Justin.
I don't have a tour.
You just said you offered Dave a tour.
Oh, I thought you were talking about people. Oh, yeah.
What do you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about I have a little drive thing where I'm going to. This is hole one.
Hey,
the Justin Caravan,
the Grill on the Hill tour.
We have a drink cart.
Well, you worked on that cart.
Yeah,
we know you're jack of all trades there.
That's right.
You're doing it all. Well, good. We're happy. You seem pretty good. Feeling good?
Feel great.
Good. Excellent. What's that?
I was going to say, well, we'll see if the Patriots make the playoffs this Sunday. Then that's really
well. They almost caught a break the other day, right, Justin?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
I can't believe people thought they weren't going to. Maybe I was one of these people. Football players always play games. The idea they weren't going to play Sunday is ridiculous. Coaches coach like the day after their kids die. These fucking guys are all lunatics.
I think the question was more how they figure out the schedule.
Have they figured that out yet? I don't know. I saw some weird tweet with the tiebreak. It looks like a disaster.
Yeah, they want to push the playoffs back, lose the bye week or something?
No, what they're saying is they might have a neutral site for home field.
AFC Championship, right?
The AFC Championship game, if it comes to it.
That's good. TV.
Interesting.
That's good for TV, huh? Why is it because Cincinnati wouldn't be bitching about that, right? I mean, they're not. There's no chance Cincinnati.
Behind the scenes, I bet they are.
But they were never going to be the 2 seed, right?
No, Cincinnati could have made the 1 seed.
The 1 seed?
Yes.
Oh, they're that close with Kansas City and Buffalo.
Yes, if they beat Buffalo, I believe they would have had the same record.
With a head-to-head win. But Kansas City is the 1 seed right now, right? Or is Buffalo?
No, Buffalo's the 1 seed.
Oh,
they have a head-to-head win against KC.
Oh, that's right. They beat them in Kansas City, I think, right?
That's right.
So it's going to come down to the wire.
So if the Patriots win. So the Buffalo's going to be playing the win on Sunday.
They have to, kind of, yeah.
Okay, the Patriots have no chance of winning that game.
Yeah, so what's the other avenue?
That's not true.
What's the spread? It's going to be 10? No? 9?
For the longest time, couldn't even bet on it.
It's probably weird. Yeah, I wonder why. Jesus Christ.
Strangest thing.
Until Monday night, that was bizarre. I could bet my brains
I wanted to bet on DeMar Hamlin tackles.
Jesus Christ. You believe that doctor story, Mike?
+7.
Doctor story.
With DeMar Hamlin?
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah. So do I, 1,000%. Was it?
I believe it only in the sense that they may have said it for that reason. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. What were you saying, Justin?
Patriots are getting a touchdown and an extra point.
Yeah, I bet you it's smaller than it normally would be, right? Because of all this stuff. It feels like that'd be like a 9 or 10 point game, right?
Yeah, probably. But
I know the Patriots won there last year, but that was
a
freaky.
crazy game.
And then the playoffs, Buffalo beat them by 3,000 points, right?
Yeah, by a little bit.
You never know. It's the crazy thing about sports, folks, if I may, for a few minutes.
Sure, go ahead. We'll be on the fucking air during it, right? Oh, no, when's the game on? 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah. What's the night game, Green Bay?
Yes.
Jeez. Who knows? You have a hunch, bet a bunch. That's what I say. But responsibly. But John was fantastic. And I really do appreciate all the fans who reached out, not to me or anything, but just in general and kind of got their thoughts out there. I think that's a pretty great thing that somebody like that, was celebrated for something that was 8,000th in terms of importance of the things he did, because it was a really good, 59 years is not nearly enough, but he packed it a great life, a life really well lived. And I'm looking forward to a big celebration of that in February, which we're going to do for these charities for sure. Any Jon Stewart sound or anything you want to play out, Dave?
Yes, I do.
Oh, what else?
Do you see if you have a remote control to operate the fan?
I'm sure this is in the contract.
You should ask Eckhouse. He's played a lawyer before. Have you ever heard Mike laugh, Dave? Did we have any more sound, Dave? Have you ever thought about giving him a performance appraisal? Yeah, you're really promoting this. Are you getting a piece of the action or what? Do you think you should appoint offensive coordinator Amelia Clark? I'm very curious
Why
to
give
see
up on love, Joe?
About what Culline's second marriage.
wife
is
will be-
like.
yeah.
And then that super sexy head dancer was reading last night about the Sex Pistols. You know the sad thing about Vader? Too bad there's not professional gambling in Massachusetts. And so after watching a little bit of The Odd Couple 2...
The best.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks to Jon Stewart. Great Mendon fan. And we'll talk to you Sunday night. Thanks, Justin. Mike and Dave as well. Goodbye.